Hello and welcome to Paul's Beer Reviews. And I'm doing a bit of a off the cuff low live for you. I called it Crimbo Limbo because that's very much where we are right now. Crimbo Limbo. It's that weird time between Christmas and New Year where you're not 100% sure what's going on. You're full of cheese. You've forgotten your name. You're not sure when you're back to work. And this is the first day I've not had family here. I really fancy sitting down and having a couple of beers. So I thought I'd do a live. I thought I'd try and interact with a few people, see if anyone else is about. You know, not expecting much. It's going to do a couple of hours. Choppy Phil was in. Hello, Sam. He said, "Oh, hello, hello, sir. How are you? How you doing, Phil? Hope you had a good Christmas. How was your Christmas? What have you been up to? Has it been a good one?" I'm sipping on Fuller's beers. I had a Fuller's Advent calendar, and I just didn't get round to drinking it. I still got about half the box in there. Um, I fancied the dark one, so I'm on the London Porter. The London Porter. Uh, he says, "Brilliant Christmas, a few hangovers." No, so I've hardly drunk anything. I've had probably the driest Christmas I can remember. I had a couple of beers on Monday when I had family over for dinner. I had a beer with dinner on Christmas Day. Yesterday I had my little girl day, so I didn't have a drink. Yeah, I've hardly drunk anything. I've honestly hardly drunk anything. I say Monday was probably my booziest day. A few beers and quite a bit of whiskey, but I've hardly drunk anything. It's been very, very odd for me. Very odd, but I'm gonna make up for it. Gonna make up for it. Couple of days now. Of no real major plans. So yeah, I'm gonna have a few beers. Gonna have a few beers. You get anything good for Christmas? Was Santa good to you, Phil? I didn't drink too much Christmas Day. I didn't want to wreck the dinner. That's true. That is true. I have realised that the older I get, the less drinking too much beer agrees with me, and it does. It ruins my dinner. It ruins your dinner because Christmas dinner's a heavy dinner, isn't it? It's a lot of food, and if you've got a stomach full of beer, it just doesn't work. Not anymore, anyway. I could do it back in the day, but I can't now. I don't know about you, but yeah, I had a Fuller's ESB with me dinner, and then I think once that had gone down, I think I might have had another one, but not a lot, not a lot at all. Christmas Day, it was a very sensible Christmas Day, very odd, but it was lovely. It was nice. It was a nice Christmas Day. You don't have to get pissed on Christmas Day, do you? It's the build up. It's the build ups where you do the drinking. I had my staff do. I had my staff Christmas do a couple of weeks ago, and that was a messy night. That was messy. But yeah, when you back to work, Phil? Do you even know? I'm not back till the second, so I've got what 6 days. I used a load of annual leave for Christmas this year because I hadn't booked a holiday or anything this year really. So I thought I'd have a decent Christmas break. So I finished on the 22nd, and I'm back on the second. So it's back on the 6th. Happy days. Happy days. It's a massive break. When did you finish? That's a hell of a break. That's blinding. That's what you want. That's what you want. Like I say, I finished on Sunday, which was the 22nd. And then ever since then, I've had family things to do. So I had family and Abby's family here on Monday. And then I went over to Abby's parents on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, my parents were here. And then Boxing Day, it was my parents and my daughter. So it's just a house full of family. So you have to be on your best behaviour, don't you? And you finished on Friday the 20th, so yeah, so you've been off a week already. That's blinding, that's a hell of a holiday. I love that. Love that. Good and you can get it. Good if you can get it. Are you drinking, Phil? Are you on the sauce right now, mate? Surely I'm not the only one. Fuller's London Porter I'm drinking. Yeah, just polishing off my Fuller's Advent calendar. I bought it with the intention of having a beer every day over December. It just hasn't happened. Work has been full on, a lot of late nights. I booked a few holidays. Lol. How much? Depends how much annual leave you get, I suppose. I do intend on having another big holiday this coming 2025, so I probably won't have as much time off next Christmas, but I needed a break. Not got a beer yet. Still suffering from yesterday. Oh dear. So yeah, had a messy Boxing Day. What'd you get out to yesterday? Always good to know. I was like a nun yesterday. I was on my best behaviour. I had my little girl, watching her open her presents and watching her ride a bike around for ages. It was nice. But yeah, I haven't drunk much beer, but I've had my fair share of food, that's for sure. Loads of turkey left over, loads of ham left over. We bought quite a lot of food in the house this year because we knew we were hosting, and you always overdo it. You've always got too much food in. So yeah, mince pies and ham and turkey, stuffing and all sorts. Drank indoors with my other half and our daughter. Nice, nice. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. What has been your what's been your tipple? What's been your Christmas tipple this year, Trilby? Always interesting. Yeah, some people that they get a load of beer in, and that's like that. This is for Christmas. This is what we're having. And so this year it was all going to be Fuller's beers, and I have enjoyed them. I have enjoyed them. Turkey, gammon, and duck. God blimey, it's gone on. It's gone all in. We had turkey and gammon. We've had turkey and gammon. I do like a smoked gammon joint. We've got it again on New Year's Day. I bought another joint, and I've invited everyone New Year's Day. Why we've done that, I don't know. But yeah, David Wilson, hello, sir. He says, "Hi, Paul. Hope you and Abby are well. We're very well, thank you. Abby's back at work. I mean, I say she's back at work. She'll be finished soon. She's on till 6:30 tonight. So she had her first day back at work. So she had her 5 days off, and now she's got 4 days on, and then she's off again. New Year's Eve, is it? What day is it today? Friday. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then she's off New Year's Eve. So yeah, but she's all right. She said she was knackered. I spoke to her earlier on. She said she's knackered after having a few days off. She wasn't quite ready to jump back into the ambulance again, but there we go. Phil's been on the Hobgoblin Gold and the Jura malt whiskey, port and sherry, oof, etc. So he's been on the spirits and Hobgoblin Gold. Why not? Dane's hello to Trilby. Trilby saying hello to David. David, how was your Christmas, buddy? Have you had a good one? Are you still having a good one? It's not over, is it? I'm not. I know some people, they take their Christmas decorations down like as soon as Boxing Day's done. I don't get that. I've never understood that. Never got it. I always like to sit and enjoy my Christmas decorations. You kind of put them up and then you have to go to work and you don't get the time to kind of sit and enjoy them. This one, I put this one up in the studio every year and then I barely spend any time in it. This is kind of like the studio / spare room. So more other people spend more time in here than I do. But yeah, I wanted to get a live in, sit with my Christmas tree, talk to you guys. I've got a thing for port. It's a festive tipple, isn't it? It's a festive tipple when it port, I think. Okay, things went past quickly. Not a fan. Too old for it. It's too old for Christmas, ladies and gents. Yeah, so I think things wear off, don't they? I think I always prefer the build up to it. I think I always prefer the build up to Christmas than Christmas itself. I feel like once it comes, you're a little bit like, all right, fine, I just need to get it over and done with. Especially when you've made plans, you've made arrangements. Yeah, you kind of just want to make sure it all runs smoothly, get it done, and get everyone out the door, and then relax. But yeah, I've literally got a few days now where I can do some relaxing, do some beer drinking, a bit of me time. But yeah, but no, I do enjoy Christmas. I just don't really get the chance to. But there you go. But yeah, do you think it's been good? Any decent gifts? Any decent gifts for Christmas? I've got some cracking socks. I'm wearing them. I've got some really nice socks. When you were younger, someone bought you socks, you were almost like you was a little bit offended by it. You were like, "What? Who's got me socks? Why have you got me socks? Now I'm glad of them. Glad of them. Give me all the socks you can give me. All the socks you can give me, I'll take them. I will take them. Are you having a beer, David Wilson? What are you drinking, sir? Drinking the Fuller's London Porter from the Fuller's glassware. Always makes it taste better. I'm pretty sure that's the rules. You're drinking beer from the branded glassware, always makes it taste a little bit better. Dave's he's not back to work till the 2nd, same as me. Off to Windsor for beer tomorrow. Nice, very nice. Off to Windsor. Whereabouts you going to Windsor? We've got Indie Rabble. Who else you got? You got them other lot. What are they called? The other new guys. Forgot the name of them. You got Windsor and Eton. They're a good brewery. You got Indie Rabble, and then there's another one. Beginning with F. Relatively new craft brewers. Got some vouchers for a couple of local bars. Nice. That's what I wish people would get me. Beer vouchers. Vouchers for beer shops or breweries or something. No one ever gets me beer presents because they're too worried that they're going to get it wrong. Like I say, I've got socks. I've got a couple of pairs of joggers, which to be fair, I asked for. I needed some joggers. What else did I get? I got a rather snazzy surround sound system for my telly, which I was eyeing up. Yeah, a couple of bits. Not drinking just yet. Opened the Fuller's pack, but not drank any. Nice. And went into me Fuller's. It feel like the cold weather's been perfect for it. Two Flints, that's the one I'm thinking of. Two Flints. Yeah, I like Two Flints. I'm not a massive fan of Indie Rabble. Not yet. I think I've yet to have a beer from them that's blown my socks off. But they're becoming quite popular. Windsor Eton, I like them. They're a solid brewery. I've had some good stuff from them over the years. Oh, that was enjoyable. That went down very quickly. Why is it as soon as you do a live stream, your phone starts going mad? That's right there in my eye, and I'm trying to ignore it. Messages coming through left, right, and centre. But yeah, like I say, I haven't had the chance to actually meet up. That's literally got a message from someone confirming that I might try and see them on Sunday. But yeah, for Two Flints are on track to be out there with some of the big boys. Yeah, Two Flints. Two Flints are one I have enjoyed. Their beers I have enjoyed. We just don't see as much of them. I just don't think they've got as sort of the visibility isn't quite up there with Indie Rabble. I feel like Indie Rabble being pushed, if you know what I mean. I know the chap that runs Indie Rabble. He's a member of SEBA, and I do wonder if he's getting a few pluses because of that. I think he's getting a bit of help because of that. They seem to be everywhere, whereas Two Flints not quite as much. But yeah, Two Flints. Most stuff I've had from Two Flints I've quite enjoyed. And that should be a good day. Enjoy that, David. Hope you have a good one in Windsor. That would be good. Where is everyone? There's only two people watching. This is very odd. Very odd. I wasn't expecting a lot. Like I say, I don't do live streams very often. I suppose it is Christmas. People are doing family things and stuff like that. I know John said he might join us in a bit, so I might have someone to bounce off. But yeah, it's very tricky. It's very tricky to do a live stream when there's no one watching. So I'm just going to carry on drinking beer. So I'm going to have another dark one from Fuller's. So this is the Black Cab Stout. The classic stout, 4.5%. There you go. Chop that up. I know Fuller's are doing a bit of a push on this at the moment, aren't they? Because Guinness were telling everyone that they had a shortage in the run up to Christmas. So Fuller's were like, oh, you can buy our stout instead. Here we go. Bosh. The Black Cab Stout, looking lovely. Looking very good indeed. Smells rather nice as well. It smells a bit sweeter than the porter. People behind Indie Rabbi, 2 bars. I know a lot of people in the trade. Yes, I know he owns another bar, doesn't he? Yeah, I do get the feeling because they did that a load of collaborations, didn't they? Like when they first started up the business. Some of the breweries they were collaborating with were insane. We're talking like Cloudwater collabs and things like that, track collabs, and I was like, how have they managed that? You know. CJR is in. All right, you slicks. Hello, fella. How are you? How you doing? Happy Christmas. Thank you for joining us. How are you? How's your Christmas been? Hope you're well. Dave says hello to CJR. The Black Cab looking great in the official glass. Like I say, I'm anything when you put it in the real glass, it always looks good. I am a sucker for that. I am a sucker for it. Oh, that's a good stout. That's still a good stout. It's been a while since I've had Black Cab. That's still very nice. 4.5%. I tweaked the design slightly. But that's a very nice stout. Very nice. Quite a bit up. Hello, Mark. How are you, sir? Afternoon, you beauties. How are you, mate? Happy Christmas. How has your holiday been so far? Hope you've had a good one. Hope you've had a good one. David was saying hello to Craft. I'll try that again. David is saying hi, Mark, at the Craft Beer. You try and talk him on a regular basis. It's tricky. It's tricky. I'm out of practice, I think. I'm out of practice. Mark saying hello to Mr. Wilson. Everyone's chatting back and forth. This is beautiful. If you are just joining in, hello. Crimbo Limbo live. I thought I was at a loss, didn't know what to do with myself. I fancied a couple of beers, so I thought I'd jump on here. Hey up, it's a low live. It's Paul Greenwood. Hello, sir. How you doing, Paul? Hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. Merry Christmas. Hope you're drinking. Are you drinking along with us? Mark says, it's been good, mate. I felt like shite the past few days, but I'm feeling decent this afternoon. Stuff in my face with cheese and bickies now in heaven. Yes, I've had my fair share of cheese. I feel like a mouse at the moment. Eaten a lot of cheese. I'm not the only one then who does that. I like cheese all year round, but am I one of those stupid people that stocks up? You know, does anyone else do that? You end up getting tons of cheese in the house for no good reason. I've definitely eaten the majority of it. You do Christmas dinner, and then a little bit later on, you get the cheese board out. They send that to Mr. Greenwood. Mr. Alex, hello, sir. The Meaning of Beer book by Johnny Garrett as a gift. Nice. Nice. I wouldn't mind reading that one. And a Tiger beer glass. Perfect. Can't beat a bit of glassware. Paul says, hello. I'm good. Drinking a can of Bully Beer Bullseye Lager. Bully Beer Bullseye Lager. That's a new one on me. Is that one of them novelty ones that came in a tin or something? One of those. One of those ones. Paul says hello to David. Mark says cheese and bickies with a bottle of 22 vintage ale last night. The meaning of Christmas right there. Oh yeah, yeah. What did I have? I had the golden Carolus Christmas ale on. When did I drink it? I forgot when I drank it now. Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Eve. Must have been. Yeah, Christmas Eve night. I had that, and that blew my mind. Blew my mind. What a beer! What a beer! It's one of them. It's one of those Belgian beers that I've wanted to have for a while, and it always seems to elude me. Never quite buy it quick enough, and it always seems to sell out very quickly. I know that because I went looking for another bottle and they were all gone. But I drank that on Christmas Eve, and oh, it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, a good ale, a good strong ale with a good bit of cheese. All right, perfect, perfect. A Guinness Toucan beer magnet bottle opener. Also a great gift. Great gift. Great gift. Going to crack open an ESB now. Good lad. You know it makes sense. You know it makes sense, my friend. Sounds like some good beer swag there you got there, Christmas. Nice. Novelty box with 4 packs of crisps. Very nice. Very nice. Who done the crisps? There must be some sort of collaboration there. So a bullseye beer and 4 packs of crisps. Did anyone watch that bullseye? There was a new bullseye, wasn't there? And what's his name? Freddie Flintoff was presenting it, wasn't he? I completely missed it. I think it was on the day I finished work. I might have even still been at work when it was on. I wonder if that was any good. I wonder if they're considering bringing it back full time. Belgian beers are really tickling my pickle at the moment. Had the Isle of Barrelais Delirium a couple of weeks ago. My word, beer of the year! Wow. I mean, it sounds. I think I remember you putting a picture of that one up in the chat, and I thought, oof, oof. I haven't had one of the Delirium Barrel Age series. That black bottle does look stunning with the gold elephant on it. They really do look beautiful. Yeah, I think thinking about beers of the year and things like that. I mean, I think that Golden Carolers Christmas is right up there with probably the best thing I've had this year. I've drunk some crackers lately. I shared a couple of big Belgians with Chris the other night. I had that one. I had the Saint Bernardus Christmas ale a couple of weeks or so back as well, and that was really nice. And we shared the Duval, a Duval whiskey aged. It was whiskey aged. Oh, it was stunning beer. Really, really good. Says Paul, I met the owner of Bullseye Crisps and Brewing thing last year at GBBF. He was trying to get Utopian to brew his beer for him from memory. Oh wow. Bullseye Lager is Freedom Brewing. Oh, that's a bit of a downgrade. Yeah, looks like Utopian couldn't do it. Yeah, oh well. I think everyone would want Utopian to brew a lager for them. I do like Utopian lagers; they're very good. Mark crisps say they're made with Yorkshire potatoes. Yorkshire potatoes particularly good. They always have to have their selling point nowadays. Crisps, don't they? They have to say, "Oh, you making the finest potatoes," all that kind of spiel. It's the Roy Hodgson meme. Roy Hodgson meme. Is that the kind of excited and that one? 2 330ml cans taste like a wet carpet. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Freedom beers. I can't remember the last time I had a decent beer from Freedom. But that's just me. That's just me. They're still doing it. They're still in business. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, exactly the one you mean. He looks well excited. He's like, I'd imagine that they kind of. Oh, Utopia are going to brew a beer for us. No, they're not. We'll go to Freedom instead. Oh dear, poor Freedom. Oh. That's a very, very nice stout. Still a very, very nice stout. I had 2 dark beers. I was right in the mood for it. And now already I feel like I'm in the mood for something lighter, like an IPA, something hoppy. This could get messy. Very tiny little head on it, but just about drinkable. Take one for the team. You got to do it, Paul. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. You got to get them out of the way. The Glowing Walrus is in. So cheers from the States. Good evening, Glowing Walrus. Thank you for joining us. Whereabouts in the States are you, buddy? Where are you? Always lovely to get American friends in. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. Do you think the Guinness thing was the truth or some extremely clever publicity? Do you know what? It's really hard to tell because I went into I went into a Sainsbury's and I was looking for Nitro Surge cans. I wanted to get a few of them in. Couldn't get them. Couldn't get them. The shelf had been completely ransacked. And having said that, there wasn't much Guinness there at all. I don't know whether, like I say, is it down to the fact that they didn't have as much? Is there a shortage? Or had everyone just gone out and bought it all? You know, it could be just incredible publicity. I was saying earlier that's why Fuller's did a push on that. They really advertised that over Christmas, in the run up to Christmas. And I don't know whether they were just thought, oh, we'll strike while the iron's hot. Guinness have run out. We'll try and flog the stout. We'll try and flog it. Who knows? It's Guinness, isn't it? Do Guinness need the publicity? Do they need that extra? I mean, I heard that Guinness's sales have gone up 20% or something in the last 12 months, or something ridiculous. Do they need that? I don't know. It's an interesting one, though. Will Martin says, "Come on, you gooners." Outrageous. Thoughts on Ange? He's hanging in. He's hanging in there. He needs help. He needs massive help. I'm starting to run out with patience with him, because it's the same interview after every game. He's always got an excuse. I'm worried that he doesn't change anything. I'm worried that he doesn't adapt to what's going on in the games around him. I'm worried that he doesn't have a plan B. When we're good, we are very good. We are very, very good. We blow teams away. But everyone needs to be 100%. Everyone needs to be on it for that to happen week in, week out. And we just don't have the squad for it. We've got no centre-backs left. And you can put that down to bad luck, or the fact that Ange's tactics are forcing our centre-halves to do their hamstrings and injure themselves. I'm not happy with him, but I'm certainly not going to sack him, because who are we going to bring in? You know? So I would give him till the end of the season. I would give him a very good January transfer window, see what he can do. But if we finish mid-table and don't win a trophy, then I think he has to go. That's my personal opinion on him. I'm not happy, to be honest, at the moment. It's very frustrating. I think one of their breweries must be down, or they've had some brewing failures. Yeah, it's got to be. I've never thought I'd hear Guinness, kind of, pleading for sympathy. So we've run out of stock. We've not got enough beer to supply everyone. I never thought I'd hear Guinness come up with something like that. Something must have gone wrong, or it is just publicity. Who knows? Glowing Walrus is in the Midwestern area. He's in Missouri. Very nice. Very nice. And welcome to you from the state of Missouri. Thank you for joining us. Have you had a good Christmas? Have you enjoyed it? Have you had a good break? Said they're running 100% capacity, but I can't imagine Guinness would have been caught on the hop like that. They're too long in the tooth for that, surely. My thought exactly. I know they recorded the sales results not too long ago, and whether that's caught them out, they're just not used to, brewing as much. I don't know. Have they become that much more popular, Guinness as a product, as a brand, in the last 12 months, really? Because that would be complete opposite of the rest of the industry, really. I think in general, the industry is kind of going the opposite direction, and Guinness are shooting up. It's very odd. Very odd. Just clever, Mark. Guinness is now cool with the Instagram young pups. Is it? Really? I know every time I do a Guinness video, it does well. It gets views. People are interested. So I guess there is an element to that. But the young people drink Guinness. Do they enjoy it? I just can't imagine. Kids generally don't seem to drink a lot. It seems like the younger generations don't seem to be drinking a lot of beer. They're not into it. And I just kind of think, surely Guinness is a less approachable style of beer than a lager, for example. I don't know. I'm trying to speak for people and I can't, but it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one with Guinness. Sales have rocketed, supposedly, and they had no beers in the run-up to Christmas. I just think, how has that happened? Very weird. Very weird. I think it's that. Yeah. But no, very odd. But yeah, I did try and get some of the Nitro Surge cans and whack me a little doodah on top of it, which is up here somewhere. I've lost it. Yeah, I was looking forward to having some Guinnesses, but I went in there once and I wasn't going back in there again to try and find them. So yeah, but very strange not to see any Guinness on the shelf, because normally you can pretty much guarantee a Guinness is going to be there, you know. But boom, Kansas City Chiefs won on Christmas, so that was a good present. Have you ever watched American football? I have. I do try and follow American football. Not the easiest when you've been a real football fan all your life, soccer. But yeah, so I've got a soft spot for the Patriots. I've got family in Boston, so I do keep up with what they're doing. I went to see the Patriots play in London a couple of months ago. So yes, I do like the NFL, but I struggle with it. I'm still kind of learning the rules completely, but it's a sport I want to get into a little bit more. But it's the stop start. It's the stop start nature of American football. They're playing and they stop again. They're playing and they stop again. Whereas pretty much all the sports we play over here, it just flows. Football, rugby, it just flows. And I think we're used to just playing, you know. Whereas I think American football is very, it's very TV suitable, should I say? There's commercial breaks every 2 minutes, you know. It's yeah, I've got time for American football. I do. I always watch the Super Bowl every year. I always look forward to that. So yeah. So Kansas City. So do you reckon another Super Bowl for the Chiefs this season? It looks like it, doesn't it? It looks like it. They're looking very, very good. They're a hell of a side. It's been coming. It's been coming for a while for Kansas City. They've had all the right plays and all the right positions. I think they were just waiting for Mahomes to become the superstar that I think we all knew he was going to be. But they're looking good. Looking very good. My football team have had a shocking Christmas. We're battered by Liverpool. We lost at Nottingham Forest yesterday. We got Wolves at home on Sunday. We've got no defenders available, so I can't really see us getting anything out of that one. It's all looking very desperate at Tottenham all of a sudden. I just need January. We need January and for Spurs to go out and spend some money. They've really got to do it. Yeah, it's all a bit crap. Being a Spurs fan all of a sudden. Very shit. But what can you do? But yeah, 10 of you in. Say hello if you haven't said hello already. Thank you for joining us Friday evening. Crimbo Limbo. If you don't know what Crimbo Limbo means, it's where that weird time between Christmas and New Year where you don't know what the hell's going on. You don't know what you're doing. All your plans were about Christmas. And now Christmas has kind of come and gone. You've now got days to kill, time to kill. What do you do with it? And I decided I was going to kill a Friday evening by having a few beers with you guys. So, yeah, let us know how you're doing. Pipe up in the chat. Let us know what you're drinking, if you're drinking this evening or this afternoon in Missouri. What's the time in Missouri? How far are you behind us? Disco is in. Disco, how are you, sir? Evening greets, beautiful beery peeps. Happy down, whatever day of the week it is. Yes, that's it. That's what we were just talking about. Crimbo Limbo. What the hell's going on? We're all full of cheese. We don't know when any of us are going back to work. I don't know what's going on. I'm very confused, but I just know I really want a beer. So I am sitting here, drinking beers, putting some fillers away. Yeah. How are you, Disco? Are you having a beer, mate? How was your Christmas? I saw Disco on Saturday. Him and his lovely partner popped into the brewery and killed quite a few hours, which was nice, actually. The time seemed to fly when he got in there. We had a couple of beers and yeah, had a bit of a laugh. It was nice because it was a very, very quiet day in the tap room that Saturday. Luckily, Sunday was packed. You'll be happy to know, Disco. I don't know what the hell happened on Saturday. It was very weird. But yeah, the tap room was much busier on the Sunday, which was a relief because I thought the world had. It was a bit 28 days later-ish, wasn't it, mate? No one was around. It was very odd. It was lovely to see Disco on Saturday and have a drink with him. But yeah, how was your Christmas, dude? Did you have a good one? It's 12:15 in the afternoon. About to go Christmas shopping. Christmas shopping? Goodness me. Goodness me. You pulled the short straw, did you? I don't want to go to another shop ever again. I think I did. Bar the food, I think I did all of my Christmas shopping online this year. Amazon got all my Christmas money this year. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I ordered off of anyone else. Are you going to any beer festivals next year? Yes, I will be going to Brew London, and I will be going to Craft Beer Festival. Is it London Craft Beer Festival? I've got the name of it now. Yeah, London Craft Beer Festival. I'll be going to that one as well. I am tempted to go to the Great British Beer Festival, but it's in Birmingham. And I really can't be asked to do the train journey. It's bad enough getting a train into town, but going into Birmingham, that's another thing. If I go, I would rather get a hotel in Birmingham for the night and maybe do a couple of days. Maybe that might be it. But yeah, Brew London and London Craft Beer Festival are definites. I tried to do those most years, to be honest with you. Music festivals? Don't know. I doubt it. To be honest with you, I doubt it. I wouldn't mind. I mean, it depends on what the lineups are. I think I saw the download, the announcement for the headline as a download, and it didn't look very good. So I'm not overly inspired by that one. Might check out Bloodstock and see what that's on there. See if there's anyone decent on there. We have a guest in the basement. They call it the basement. Should we get this craft beer slagging?
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Just getting over a cold, actually. It's been rubbish.
I was about to say, as soon as you opened your mouth, I was like, oh, hello, he's got a cold.
How is everybody doing?
Hello, mate. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad
Yeah.
at all. Not too
Good
bad
Crimbo?
at all, mate. Yeah, it was good. It was nice. It was nice. It was very, very family oriented this year. So I had my mum and dad here, and they stayed for a couple of days. And then they cleared off last night, and the house was nice and quiet again, which I was quite happy about. But yeah, it was a nice family Christmas this year. So
Nice, mate.
yeah, I'm just feel like I'm winding down now. I'm just relaxing. You know, I took the dog for a walk. I had to pop to the shop and get some more milk, and then I was fiddling around with one of my Christmas presents. And then I thought, do you know what? I want a beer, and I'm gonna go on YouTube and talk waffle for a little while. I think so. Yeah. I thought we'd do it.
Yeah.
How was yours?
Oh, yeah, it's good. Good, mate, thank you. Just nice and chilled. Had some good beers. I think I put in the chat about like the Christmas period has been a sort of period for good beers, really. I had that vintage ale yesterday. That was really good. Christmas Day. Do you remember that massive magnum of Chimay Grand Reserve I had? 2021 Grand Reserve.
Yeah.
I cracked that Christmas Day. 5 of us got through that, which was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been nice, actually. Been kind of getting back into my beers recently, actually. So, but not through the craft beer routes, not at all.
Yeah, you know, it's the same thing. I've not really been inspired with craft beer lately. It's I'll be honest. I'll even say work's been a bit of a slog the last couple of months or so because I've just nothing sort of grabbing me. I'm lucky that I've got a few breweries that I know generally are knocking stuff out, and I'll buy theirs in. But I can't remember the last time I had a new brewery on tap at work because I'm not really looking, and nothing seems to be sort of grabbing my attention at the moment.
Are you still an entirely keg bar?
Yeah, still keg bar. Yeah, we'll have a cask. We'll get a casket if we're doing an event or something.
Right.
But yeah, we're a keg bar, so yeah, I don't get much trad stuff in, which is a shame, especially this time of year because it's when that kind of comes into its own, really, the British traditional beers. So it's
yeah, sure.
But yeah, no, I'm with you. So everything I have that's dark and Belgian lately seems to be blowing my mind. But I'm just like, oh man, why can't we brew, Christmas beers like that over here? It's like, come on.
We've got access to such good malt. I suppose I don't know whether our yeast strains are a bit tame, but there's nothing wrong in getting. I don't know. There must be a reason why it doesn't happen. It must be.
Yeah, that's it. It's a brain scratcher. I'm just like, why are we not? I've had some festive beers from Brew York and Vault City, and I mean Phantom. I love Phantom. Like, and they gave us a pale ale. It was purely because they had a load of hops left over. They wanted to get a beer out with Christmas branding for the holidays. And they said, "Do you want some if we do it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course. We have you on all the time, so you might as well give us your Christmas beer." And it was a beautiful hoppy pale ale, but there's nothing about it was Christmas. You
No,
could have drunk that in the middle of summer. It's just a hazy hot bomb of a beer. It was gorgeous, but it wasn't Christmas.
no,
You
I
know,
find that our Christmas beers are normally just a normal beer with a bit of cinnamon and nutmeg added to them.
yeah,
You don't get that kind of like real spice. Try a Belgian beer. I had the Delirium Christmas beer a few years ago, and that just like blew my mind. It was like it literally was eating like it was like eating a Christmas pudding.
yeah. Well, that's what that Gordon Carol's Christmas tasted like to me. I just felt like I was eating mince pies and Christmas pudding and all that in with this beautiful full-bodied dark brown ale, and I was just like, oh, this is immense, absolutely immense. It was too good to share.
Yeah,
it was really good.
we're just so far behind, though, aren't we? Like, because you think, I mean, Vice beer's been the thing now for probably the best part of 18 months, 2 years. And we're so slow on the uptake as a country, really, with this sort of thing, aren't we?
Yeah,
so slow. I mean, I'd struggle to name more than 5 breweries that have done a Vice beer, and you think surely, there's a bit of room there, but I don't know. We just seem slow. Whether it's just not our ballpark and we avoid it.
I'll tell you one thing. It's a pain in the ass to can it. I know that much.
Yeah.
So we brewed a Weiss because the governor really likes his German Weiss beers, and it was one of the first recipes that he actually used when he opened up the brewery. And it's a lovely beer, but canning it was a nightmare. But it just doesn't sell. It just doesn't sell. It's just you get a few people that know their beer and come in, they're like, "Oh, we've got a German Weiss beer there. I'll have that," But generally, people just don't touch it. It is really odd and really frustrating when you got a beautiful product there and it's just sitting there doing nothing. It is a wind up. Disco says it was a fun evening, if surreal, empty. I swear I didn't say I was going to sue everyone, so everyone stayed away. And maybe I should have. Yeah, the Disco came into the brewery and it was dead. Really, really odd. Really odd.
So I was in the brewery once, and it was a party. Was it Abby's party?
That's right. It was Abby's birthday party. Yeah, a couple of years or so ago.
Great atmosphere in there when it's full.
When there's people in there, it's great. Always helps when there's people in there. Yeah, but as soon as the weather gets cold and it gets a bit darker, people necessarily don't generally want to go to the farm. It gets a bit tricky. So it's Luke's in. Hello, Luke. How are you, sir? He says, "Evening, you sexy ginger Viking slag. How are you, mate? Happy Christmas. Hope you had a good one." Paul, stay in Birmingham for a few days. Lots of great places. I can't talk today. Lots of great places to drink.
David, I'm in Birmingham at the beginning of Jan. I can't remember the second weekend in Jan. Can you Instagram message me some good places to drink in Birmingham, please? Because I'm there once every sort of 2-3 months, and we always end up going out on what's that god awful road in Birmingham, Broad Street, where all the clubs are and that, and it's just like, I just don't know. I know Glasshouse are in Birmingham, but the problem is I don't have any other suggestions. So I'm like, this is rubbish. I don't know where else to go.
Lots of traditional pubs.
Not even traditional pubs. It's just bars selling Madry. Like, you got any craft on? Yeah. Like, we got Cruz Campo. It's like, very crafty. One night, please. Cheers.
Yay.
Thank you. I've
That's
heard
what I wanted.
Somewhere in Birmingham, pretty central.
It's got to be. It's got to be. Yeah, anyone who knows any good places to drink, say, yeah, list them, Dave. Let's have them.
Yeah, or list them in here and I'll take a photo. That'd be great to hear them.
Let's have all the boozers. I mean, if that'd be a good idea. If we could get a load of us together in Birmingham and make it worthwhile, then it would be, it'd be great. But I'm not sure I'm keen on travelling up to Birmingham for a beer festival and coming back again. There's too much time on a train.
Right.
What to be?
Send some through. Let me just take a photo of that.
There we go. Paul Grimmer says, "My birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Paul."
Happy birthday, Paul.
Happy birthday, mate. Have a good one. God, getting younger and younger. Where in Birmingham is it? It's the NEC, isn't it? Is it the NEC, the Great British Beer Festival? Sure
Oh,
it
they're
is.
moving it. Oh, yeah, they're moving it from Olympia, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know if it's just for 1 year or if they're going to do it for a couple of years or so or not. I don't know, but it sounds like
That's
they've
a real
royally
shame.
ballsed up. They've royally ballsed up with it this year. They couldn't get the venue at the right date they wanted it, so they just cancelled it, which is really odd. And now it's in Birmingham next year. Very weird.
That Olympia, that was one heck of a venue, wasn't it? When you're standing in those beautiful old Victorian arches and
Yeah, I
sun
love it.
beaming through.
I love it as a venue. It's my favourite beer festival venue.
Yeah.
For that reason. It's a huge venue, and it's just like loads of natural light coming in. You don't feel sort of like you're stuck in there. There's no sort of claustrophobia going on. You know, it's lots of space, lots of areas to walk around, lots of places to sit down. It's just a good
You haven't
site
got
for a
some
beer festival.
14-year-old belting out tunes all day, blowing your ears off at like a million decibels.
Yeah, no
Are you
crap.
listening, Brew London? Are you?
Don't you dare do a video. God
Yeah.
knows, not Bro London. Jesus. Not just saying that this year's was better because it was an outdoor area, so it wasn't so much in your face, you know. So
I
it
don't
was
think I went to this year's one, did I? It was last year's I met you at.
yeah, it was the last one at the Printworks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So they've got it at a venue called, was it called Between the Ferns now or something? Between the trees. It's right on the south bank. So I mean literally right on the river. So it's you literally you come out of it and you're on the water basically. So it's it's quite an interesting venue. It's a lot smaller. It's probably about half the size for what it has been recently. But yeah, it was interesting, and I had some really good beers there actually. It was easy to work your way around because there wasn't as many breweries. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good day, Brew London this year. It was interesting.
Nice.
Ealing Beer Festival. Do you know what? You've been talking about Ealing Beer Festival for ages, and I keep saying I need to go there. Fun summer festival in the park. Maybe get some CJ on a keg bar. It's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout at all. Ealing Beer Festival.
I'd love to do a lot of these smaller beer festivals.
Yeah, I seem like every time disco, David Wilson in particular, it's just like, I'm doing this beer festival this weekend. I'm just like, I've never even heard of that one. You know, never heard of it. Need to get some more in.
You're right.
Hey up, y'all. Can't hang. Just wanted to say hi and wish you all the best for the new year. Thank
2
you,
seconds.
Luke. Thank you, Luke. Happy New Year for you.
Hello, darling.
David says hi, Luke.
Good time swimming. Really good.
A one-man walking NHS diagnosis. Just going to mute Mark's microphone for a second there while he has a chat with his family. Mark, bless him, it doesn't seem to have had much luck with illness. I had a cold a couple of weeks ago, which I've managed to shake just in time. That's the first time I've had a cold in months. I've been quite lucky this year. This go will be at Ealing again this year. Hope we can meet up. There you go. It's another good reason to go to Ealing. Hello, Mr. Wilson, Captain Car Park Disco, and the Chatterverse. Disco says, I hope so. Paul Grimmer says hello to Luke and Disco. NEC, yep. David Longstaff is in. David Longstaff, hello, buddy. How are you? Lovely to see you, mate. Lovely to see you. How are you? What are you drinking? Are you drinking? You got to be drinking, David, surely. If only there was a nearby brewery doing good beer. If only. If only, Disco. Disco says hello to Paul Greenwood. Yes, yes, Duke Fawn season greets. Belgian German Christmas beers are bang on that. Oh, mate, they are. They really are. David's asking, how are we all? How is everyone? How are we? Head of steam, the old joint stock, the Wellington, the Coltmore, Tilt, and Sommer. The Birmingham venues, I'm assuming. Dave says he will be in Birmingham for Great British Beer Festival. There you go. Paul says, never been to Birmingham Town Centre, only the main train station and the airport. Yeah, I've never been to Birmingham on the piss. I've been up there once for work years ago, but that's about it. Grant Echo Sonic Between the Bridges. That's the one. Between the Bridges. That was the name of it, not Between the Ferns. That's a TV show, isn't it? London Craft is at a new venue too, near the O2. Oh, that's interesting. Also a bit of a shame. I quite like the Tobacco Docks as a venue. It's pretty interesting. Boom. Hello, you all right?
All right.
I thought I'd mute you for a second because I was chatting away and I thought, oh, I better mute him.
You're right.
It was Olympia messing camera around with the venue refurb and dates and terms and conditions, so they couldn't make it viable. Had to move. Hopefully, we'll get back next year. The NEC sounds soulless. The NEC is massive, isn't it? It's like Wembley Arena. It's big old unit, you know, big unit. Hey,
Say hello, Paul.
hello.
Say hi, Paul.
Hi.
Oh, what are you doing? Can't do that anymore. It's not very appropriate. It's 2024 now.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that anymore. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, she's over 3 now.
Wow. Goodness
Yeah.
me. How's that possible?
I know.
How's that
I
possible?
think when I first started YouTube, she was only about 3 weeks old from memory.
God, jeez.
Bonkers, isn't it?
Flies. It does fly. Absolutely
Mental.
fly.
Oh, got jelly belly here. Look. Come on.
The whole family are in. Here we go.
Yeah.
The whole family. Doggy dog. my dog's laying here on the bed, and he's like heard me doing that, so he's come over to say hello. He's like, what do you want?
Nuts, isn't they?
Beakley's Hills Festival. That's the only one you're playing. Oh, the Beak Festival does sound good. It does sound good. Like, the venue sounds good. The breweries they get in sounds really good. You're gonna plonk yourself down there, are you?
Yeah, Beaker top draw, and that'll be they're near Lewis in East Suffolk, not a million
That's
miles
right.
away from where I used to live. So that'll be a beautiful part of the world to have a beer festival.
Yeah, I know, that's what everyone says. How nice the venue is. How good it's going to go in there for it. Dave also says I'm on the Paulana Oktoberfest. Blimey. I had some Paulana Oktoberfest this year, and for me it was different.
I thought it was a bit skunky and a bit weird this year.
Yeah. I feel like an idiot trying to slag off Paulana Oktoberfest, but there was something not right about it. There was something very. It wasn't its usual standard. Normally, I love it, you know. But yeah, I bought a load from Aldi. Aldi was selling it, weren't they? And I bought a load from them. And I was sat here drinking it, and I thought I'd be a good beer just to kind of have while I'm doing the live stream because you know it's good. And I was drinking it, and I'm going. I had to keep double checking this was the right bottle, you know. And I was like, what am I drinking? This tastes cheap, you know, not good at all.
I bought some this year, and I bought 4 this year. I had the first one. I've given 2 away. I've still got one on my shelf unopened.
Yeah. I mean, but literally last year it was fine. Like, I had no complaints with it. I went through loads of it, and
One of the best last year.
Bought it this year, and I was like, what's going on? You know, this doesn't taste right. You know. Currently drinking St. Bernard's Christmas Ale. Lovely beer. Like I say, I polished one of them off a few weeks ago. It was a cracking beer. Very nice. Really nice beer. I had a beer from a Canadian brewery. I've got a guy who he comes to the brewery. He lives in Colorado, and his mate lives in the area, and he comes to visit him for Christmas. And last year he bought me a can of Heady Topper back from the States with him. This year he brought back a beer from a brewery in Quebec. So they're very French speaking in that part of Canada. And he brought back a Christmas ale from them, and it was lovely. And I had it with me dinner on the 23rd, and it was gorgeous. Again, it had all of those kind of sort of orange peel and sort of sweet cinnamon taste to it. Really nice, 9.5%, and it was called the Zeppelin of Christmas. So it was Le Zeppelin de Noël. So I was I was learning my French, having to read the bloody bottle, but yeah, it was. I forgot the name of the brewery, but they use they have like sort of fantasy artwork on all of their beers, sort of cartoony, and
Right.
goblins is a big thing with their artwork, and yeah, amazing artwork on their bottles. And he brought back one of them, and it was lovely, really really nice. It was like I say, everyone seems to do a really good strong Christmas ale, unless you're British. You know,
We do
I mean,
struggle.
Fuller's Vintage is good, but that's not a Christmas beer, is it? It's just a vintage.
It's probably the closest we got though to being sort of naturally spicy. Imagine if they took part of that batch away and put a bit of a bit of a Belgian yeast in there or something. That would
Yeah,
be. Oh,
yeah.
ugh.
I'm off to Brussels in a few weeks' time again.
Nice.
I can't wait. I can't wait. It was funny enough. It's Abby's 30th, the end of January, and she wanted to go away for the weekend. So I was like, okay. I was like, well, do you want to go to Madrid? You're like, Norway, where she normally goes. And she says, no, I wouldn't mind going back to Brussels again.
I
So
do.
I'm like, okay. It's like, yeah, go on, guys. Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds like a
that's
good
it.
idea.
I was like, we'll sort that. Don't you worry. We'll sort that. So yes, we're off to Brussels on the 27th. So I've got the Eurostar all sorted out. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Nice,
So
mate.
oh, fuck yeah, amazing. And mate, you've been drinking in Brussels, haven't you?
No, Ghent. Yeah, I was
Ghent.
in Ghent.
Ghent.
Yeah.
Oh well,
But it wouldn't differ too much, I don't think. Still
I wouldn't
incredible
have
beer.
thought so. I'd love to go drinking in Ghent, but yeah, Brussels blew me away. It was it's just the how much they care is what gets me. You know, it's you go to there's a beer shop in Brussels called Beer Mania. It's like the
Yeah.
most British name for a beer shop ever. You walk in there and it's just up, you know, beers like it's like a library. You know, shelves up to the ceiling of bottles, and then when you get to the tills, the whole wall behind it are all the glassware. So if you buy a couple of bottles of Golden Carolus beers, you've then got the glass there as well if you
Yeah.
want it. You know, it's just like, oh my god, this is
That is just
amazing.
something they don't have in Belgium. Like when I was in Ghent, and like you, we went to a couple of beer bars, and like in England, we have these like generic glasses, don't we? It might be like the kind of tulip ones, or it might have a bulb,
Yeah,
like the bulb in the neck and whatever else. They
yeah,
do not have that. You order a beer, they have, like you say, it will come in the right glass.
yeah. And they're a work of art as well. Like all of them, they're always like a work of art. Like, have you seen the Golden Drac glass?
Is it? I went to the Golden Drac Brewery. Is it the one in the Horn? Is it the Horn?
It's like half an egg, but then it sits on like this thick kind of crystallized stem. So it's
I'm
almost like
searching now.
the stem of it is about as wide as the bottom of that glass, and then it's a half egg. It's a thing of beauty, and it's just, I mean, Golden Drac are one of those. They're one of those breweries that are almost overlooked, but because you can get it in Lidl, but their glass is stunning. You know, it is a thing of beauty, and it looks like a weapon.
It's kind of like an Is it that one?
Yeah, that's the one.
It's pretty beautiful. And all the bottoms are ice effect.
Yeah, it does. It's like it's got a crystallized ice effect to the stem.
Dragon's egg, isn't it? That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's wicked.
I went
Really
to the Van Steenberg Brewery where they brew that, and my God, we went into their tap room, right? So I'm with like the Round Table, which is like Young Men's Social Club. I'm a part of, and we had a big European meeting over in Ghent. So I went. We've done a Golden Drac Brewery or Van Steenberg Brewery tour because there's three big beers: a Golden Drac, Pirat. There's another one that you don't often see over here. I think the three might actually make up that 3-bottle Belgian beer box.
Oh, is it Bornham?
I think it might be.
Is that one of their products as well?
I'd need to check. But we went into their new tasting area, and we went in there, and it was like, what would you like what would you like? And it was like, I'll have the Golden Drac, please. Well, that's 10.5% straight off the bat. So everyone's getting larruped on, and it was all in our ticket. It was all sort of bought and paid for. So it was literally was as much as you can drink. So what you got is a room full of Europeans, obviously loads of us Brits, the French. I'm trying to think of nations that don't really drink that much. The Italians, and we are just absolutely larruped on this beer. And it got to the point where I was like walking to the bar, It was like, I need something more sessionable, mate. What have you got in like lower ABV? And he went, our lowest ABV beer here is 7.5%. I was like, oh, I'll have one of them then, please.
You love that, don't you?
Lager. It's just absolutely wild.
But they're kind of they're very chilled about that though as well. The fact that all their beers are crazy strong, it's because obviously they just don't drink it in big quantities like we do. You know, we have this pint culture in this country, and it's just like, if it's not in a pint, I don't want it. You know, it's very odd. And then before you know it, you're absolutely plastered. You know, it's
exactly like the flight boards over there. Like when I was out again, when we went out into the main city area, it was people were mainly on tasting boards.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it was more to do with food as well. Like the beer was always with food generally. And like you say, culturally, we're a bit of a guzzling kind of gulping kind of nation, aren't we, when it comes to beer? But
yeah, give us a 4 to 5%, you know, easy drinking beer, and we'll sit there and do 9 or 10 of them. And it's just like, they just don't do things like that out there. It's just completely different. As I went to, the last time I went to Brussels, I went to Delirium. We went to the Delirium Village, and I did the 10 beer flight board, and I was there with 2 other people. So we worked our way. If you've been to the Delirium Village, you'll know that the flight board bar, it's its own designated bar. So the 10 beers that are on will go onto that flight board. So we worked our way through the 10 beers, and then we should have ended there, but instead we all decided which one was our favourite from the flight board, and then started buying pints of it. And then wondered why we were absolutely hammered by the time we got back on the train. It was, but we all did it. It turned out I was drinking a brown ale, a lupulus brown, it was called. And again, didn't even think about looking at the ABV until I left and realised it was an 8% brown ale. And we did the flight board, and then I had another 3 pints of it afterwards. And I was like, I was a bit pissed. What's going on? You know, I don't understand. So yeah, it was. Yeah, Belgian beer is a bastard. It sneaks up on you, but it's so damn drinkable. So damn drinkable. Let's have a look with the chat. JT Wardley says, "Hello, Paul. Happy Christmas on the Beavertown Gamma Ray. Hiding in the garage from the wife." Sounds awesome, mate. Sounds awesome. Happy Christmas, dude. Gamma Ray. That's another beer I've not had for a while. Not had that one for a while at all. What's going on here? I cracked open a can of a session IPA, and it just exploded and absolutely soaked me. Always good. Good.
What's happening in the beer world then? Is there anything going on?
I don't know. There's always something going on, but it all seems doom and gloom, really. Every time you look at beer news, there's someone else going under, or someone else in trouble, and beer sales going down, and all that. You know, it's just, I don't know.
Twisted Wheel. I saw Twisted Wheel have got a tap room again.
Well, they got a tap room.
Yeah, they've got. I don't know what happened. I had them in my head, and someone like David or someone that's super knowledgeable about UK craft beer will know this, but I had them in my head that they were somewhere up north, like Manchester, like between Birmingham and Manchester, kind of that northwest kind of area.
Yeah.
And they've opened up in Kent in St Michael's, which is a little village near Tenterden, where I used to go to school in Tenterden. So yeah, they seem to have sort of relocated down there.
That's interesting. Because I thought they were a northern outfit as well, Twisted Wheel.
Yeah. Paul Green with Twisted Wheel Warrington. But if you search them, well, I saw it online. If you search Twisted Wheel St Michael's, they pop up down there. So I'm not entirely sure. But that's got what I'm saying. It's a good thing because they brewed some cracking beers, Twisted Wheel.
Yeah.
Really good beer.
When we did Brew London with John, I think
they were there.
Both years in a row, they were staying in the same hotel. So we kind of got chatting to them at breakfast as well as at the festival. So we kind of had a bit of a soft spot for them. So yeah, when they hit issues, it was a bit of a blow, wasn't it? And it just seemed like a list of all these breweries that were getting into trouble. But
well, I had a beer from them. It was an IPA. Well, that's a lie. It was a New Zealand Pale. and it tasted like blue cheese. And when I say it had that real kind of, it was awful. It was definitely an off flavour. They would never design a beer that way.
Yeah,
And I spoke, yeah, exactly. And I spoke to the guy at Brew London. He was like, I can't remember who it was I spoke to, and it was something like, don't quote me on this, it was something like, yeah, well, at that point we knew we were going to go under, so it's just a case of selling all the stock.
God,
And it was like that. They knew they had something wrong, something to do with the canning machine or something from memory. But
yeah.
it was like, whoa, that attitude to just sling beers out like that.
Yeah, it's just we got to get it. You got to get rid of it. We've got all these ingredients. We've got to get rid of them. Trying to get some money back into the accounts before we knock it on the head. And it's it's a bit sad, But I don't know. Every time I kind of look into the news, it's someone else either going out of business or being bought out by a larger company or something like that. It's
yeah, because North are obviously Kirkstall. That was the most recent big one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And you don't hear about the good news though. It's a bit like any news. You don't hear about the news. You only hear about the bad news. But obviously, for every couple of half decent craft breweries that are shutting down, there's more opening up. So there's I still think the craft brewery is in a decent place, but it's I don't know everyone associates craft beer with what they can get in the supermarkets, don't they? Generally, I just think
the problem.
I think that bubble was burst. I think the supermarkets aren't going to change their ways. They're not going to start paying the breweries more than what they already are. And I think breweries just like, well, if you want us to be on the shelves, then this is what we're going to have to give you, and it's not going to be our best stuff.
No.
And I think some people are still failing to get their head around that. It's like, don't give up on breweries just because you picked a bad beer in a supermarket that one time, because it's
similar to the Weatherspoons thing, though, isn't it? Because Weatherspoons, I was having a conversation with somebody a little while ago, and they were talking about Weatherspoons approached them to put their beers into their pubs, and it was basically a case of Weatherspoons rung them and said, "We need a beer. We're paying this amount for per cask. Do you have anything?" And this brewery was like, "No, we don't." And they were like, "Right, okay. What we can do is make some beer to that price point for you." And it was like, "Yep, okay." And it kind of makes sense because I've gone in a few times. Most recently, it was a Thornbridge beer, Thornbridge cask on Weatherspoons. I was like, amazing. I'm not too up to speed with the Thornbridge beers. I tried some. I can't remember what it was called. And it was awful. It was a really bad beer. And I thought, what the hell was going on? Then I thought, I remember having this chat with this brewery owner a long time ago, and he told me about this story, and it makes sense. And that's what's happening to the super. I don't know. Is that what's happening to supermarkets? Maybe.
They're just not paying breweries anything. I mean, I think the last big one that kind of was in trouble was the what were they called? Avery and Walthamstow. Got their name now. They were in supermarkets not too long ago. Jägerweiss's brewery.
Oh, Wildcard. Yeah, they've got
Wildcard. That's it. Yeah, they were in the shit. They owed loads of money. And I had a chat with Jägerweiss. I was sitting with Rasco at Brew London a couple of years ago, and Rasco had organised to sit down and have a chat with her. And I was privy to the conversation. And I think when the camera was turned off, she spoke a little bit about the Tesco deal, and she said that they basically had to walk away from it because they just couldn't do what Tesco were asking them to do for the money that they were being given. Just impossible. They wanted them to collab with Verdant and Dayers and breweries like that. And it's like, okay, you're gonna pay for all that. You're gonna pay for their accommodation when they come down and brew with us. You're gonna pay for our accommodation when we go down there and things like that. It's not sustainable. The money that's being paid by the supermarkets, they know full well that they want to be on the supermarket shelves because it's great exposure. It's great publicity, it's great advertising, it's brilliant. But in reality, they're never going to give you the money that you want to sustain it unless you are a massive company like your Brewdogs. It's just not going to work for you. And now even Brewdog are hemorrhaging money, aren't they? They're running at a loss at the moment, so it catches up with you. There's not a world where Creative Juices ever get their beer in a supermarket, and to be honest, I don't even feel bad about it. I don't feel bad about it. It's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. You know, it costs a bloody fortune to brew beer and then package it and keg it and then distribute it is a whole other thing. And when you've got supermarkets trying to get you to sign up to contracts because they've got you over a barrel because it's like, oh, it's great exposure for you. It's like, yeah, but we're losing money. You know, it's just, it's silly. It's silly. It really is, you know. So, yeah, but now I think that's finally caught up with what's
guys.
Oh, mate. Yeah, I think that's finally caught up with what's going on in the supermarkets at the moment. It's just not much good craft beer there. Golden Drac glass, it is amazing. It is. The Bush glass is crystallised. Yep. The Belgian bit is a cracking box of beer in it. It really is. Pirat glass. Oh, very nice. Hey, Kevsin, Sharky, how are you, buddy? How are you? Paul says, Sharky. Who's the bloke on the right? Big Marky. He's come out of retirement. Rasco's in. Rasco, hello, mate. We were just talking about you. I was just talking about you. How are you, sir? How are you, Rasco? Hope you're well. Happy Christmas. What's happened to the beer room? I know it's looking a bit bland now, isn't it? Done away with all the lights and all that. So I was allowed to pull. I struggled with this brilliant beer, which I like to be honest, but novelty box. Crisps are superb. Every cloud has a silver lining. It was Paul was asking, what's happened to the beer room, Mark?
That is spare bedroom now. That is gone.
Oh.
Well, I haven't uploaded in 13 months now. November, I think, was my last upload.
It's been that long.
Yeah.
Wow. Bloody hell.
Yep.
Goodness me. I don't think it's been that long.
I know. Mental, isn't it?
It's shocking. Shocking. No plans to come back at the moment.
Nah, not for a little while. It may happen. I've got something going on that finishes. When does that finish up? April 25. So possibly then, depends on the state. It depends if I'm bothered about beer. Like honestly, one of the big reasons I quit was I just fell out of love with it. So
yeah, I got someone in the chat says, "I'll take your GoPro to Brussels," and it's like, I don't want to. I hate documenting when I'm out and about. I don't like doing it because I feel like you don't get the proper experience when you do it anyway. You know, I could come back here and record a video and say where I went and what I got up to and take pictures and do posts and things like that. But I did a little one last time I went to Brussels, and it just I barely scratched the surface of what I got up to really. And I just don't think YouTube is great for that, because if you go into a bar that plays music, and let's be honest, a lot of them do, and so they should, you can't put it on YouTube anyway. So it's you're almost banging your head against a brick wall when you try and document something cool, and then after a while you kind of think, what's the point? You know, I might as well just enjoy myself while I'm in Brussels, you know, rather than
pressure, taking all your kit with you.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It was like, where did I film? And what was the end of the last clip? Because it needs to flow, and it's like, yeah, just fell out of it.
It's a ball lake, isn't it? I've done it a couple of times at festivals where I took like a microphone so I could kind of hear me chatting amongst all the noise and everything, and I just couldn't be bothered to keep getting it out and syncing my phone to it every time I did it, and I was just like, this is a bit silly, you know. So it's, but I do recommend Brussels. I think anyone who likes their beer will have either been or will have plans to go. It's it's a bit of a beer mecca, you know. Is Brussels? They take a lot of pride in it, which is always very, very nice. But yeah, documenting when you're out and about though, it's just a bit of a pain in the backside. You know, I've always struggled with it.
Yeah, I was in Madeira just before Christmas. Mate, that for craft beer is barren. I can tell you that. That for beer is so barren. There's local beer at the beer on the island is called Coral.
So my wife just got back in from work.
Hello, you right?
Sorry, I'm scoffing a sandwich.
It was the biggest looking sandwich I've ever seen.
I was literally going to have a sandwich and a half as well.
All right.
It's like a doorstop. Happy Christmas.
Your blankets in it, Brussels sprouts.
True. Did you have a good day?
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
Apart from knocking us out.
Apart from locking yourself out, yeah, it's not the best one. Not the best one.
Knocked yourself out.
Locked yourself out. Was in the ambulance. You locked yourself out, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Who left the keys in it?
Holly.
Ah, so it wasn't you then.
Well, no.
Oh, you knocked. I thought you said knocked yourself out. I was about to say it's a bit of a worry when your paramedics are doing that.
Locking yourself out of the ambulance.
The ignition was on. It shouldn't lock itself with the ignition.
I was going to say, with the ignition on, they don't just lock, do they? It's
Shouldn't they?
Well, apparently a crewmate managed to leave the keys in the ignition, shut all the doors, and the ambulance locked itself. So, fun and games.
We leave it running whilst we check the vehicle.
Right. Oh, so apart from that, all good.
I've been the same all day, but
Yeah.
all right.
So busy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
People that don't need an ambulance, though.
Same up. It's a bit like COVID times. Then people don't need an ambulance, call in ambulances.
Mm-hmm.
God's sake, people. Shark says hi, Abby. David says hi, Abby.
Hi. Sorry, I'm just scoffing my face over here, so I'm going to stay out the camera.
You stuffed your face. You've earned it.
I'm going to.
So Jogs was fast asleep over there, and he must have heard you because he suddenly shut off. I was like, oh, okay. He's left me to it. Twisterville, Warrington. David's saying hello to Sharky. Abby's new name will be Lockers. There you go.
That's similar to your nickname, isn't it, Vera?
Oh dear, Lockers. My knockers, isn't it?
Well, how do you know, in 6 years of working for the service, I've never done that before, so.
It's the first time for everything. I was just I'm drinking one of the cans that was in the Fuller's, because it's a Dark Star, so it's one of the breweries that they own in it. Mm-hmm. It's a Polar Flux cold fermentation IPA. And you think, yeah, all right, 5%, which is too weak for an IPA, straight off the bat, and then it exploded, so I spilled half of it anyway. So, but it's not bad. It's hoppy enough. Nice and piney, but I haven't had a Dark Star beer in ages. I almost forgot that Fuller's ran them. But it's not bad at all. It's got a West Coasty thing going on.
Dark Star. I often drink a bit of Dark Star Pale if it's on cask somewhere.
Oh, they're Hophead. I think the last one I had from them was Hophead, and I thought that was quite drinkable. How was your Christmas, Sharky? I'm assuming you've had some good American beers that will make me rather jealous.
It just winds me up when he comes on. He's like, "Oh yeah, this Sierra Nevada one, that Sierra Nevada one." I'm like, "All right."
He says, I struggle to get Sierra Nevada. He says that, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Then he comes out with these incredible looking IPAs, and he pours them.
Traditional Christmas dinner ham?
That's a good question. Did you have turkey for dinner on Christmas, Sharky, or did you have something else? Did you have a ham?
I'm trying to think. When I go over to my American family for Christmas, it's normally Christmas Day. It's a ham, and it's like macaroni, cheese, salads. It's really different.
Yeah,
it's really different.
It's the only thing with Christmas dinner. It's great, but it's so heavy. You know, you have a big plate at Christmas dinner, you're stuffed, don't you, for the rest of the day, really. You know, you're forcing down cheese a couple of hours later on. You don't need it, but
Christmas dinner this year.
They did. So we hosted this Christmas Day, and we did a turkey ground. So it's the first time we've actually hosted on Christmas Day, and Abby absolutely nailed it.
I didn't know I was cooking it for 2 days prior, but
I was like, we're doing a turkey this year, and you've got to cook it. So yeah, it's great success. But it was lovely. It was lovely.
First and 5 where we didn't host. So that was actually nice and calming for once at Christmas time.
Oh, nice. No, it was full on here, but now it's nice and quiet in the house, which is yeah.
I know, I'm knackered. Just in time for me to go back to work.
Knackered, like a jumper.
I know, it's a smart jumper, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
Got it for Christmas.
For Christmas, no? Eh? Good taste. There we go. Right. Abby's new name will be Lockers. Stephen Butler is in. Hello, Steve. Happy Christmas all. Just seen you on now. We're here, Stephen. We are here for you. We are here for you. What are you drinking? Happy Christmas. Get involved. Nerd Emotion. Merry Christmas, lads. I'm just having my dinner and then I'm going to pop on. There you go. So John's going to be with us soon once he's had his dinner.
Got a new tattoo today, he hasn't he?
He has. He has. A bit of barcode on the back of his head, hasn't he? John, bless him. Yeah. He's had surgery. He's had his head torn to pieces. I didn't even notice the lump. I forgot all about it. That's what he said here. I've had the lump removed from my head, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then he put the picture up, and I'm like, I didn't even realise there was one there. But they've got the town on him, stitches in the back of his head and everything. I need to chuck my empty my beer mat into the sink because a lot of beer came out of that can and went in that. Always nice when that happens. Goodness me. But that's not bad. It's not a terrible beer. Not a terrible beer.
That's that session IPA.
Yeah. Yeah. Polar Flux. If you had the Fuller's Advent Calendar, you'll know all about that one. Polar Flux from Dark Star. There was 2 cans of that, which I was a little bit disappointed about. I don't like it when they have duplicates in an Advent Calendar. I always feel a little bit cheated. But it was good value. There were 2 vintage beers in it. And like I say, they're about £7-8 on their own anyway. So Shark's been sipping on Einstock Wee Heavy the past few days. Very nice.
Look over here.
Very nice.
They're like an Icelandic brewery, aren't they?
They are indeed, yes. I like their the white ale they do. Kind of blue moon type of thing.
Orange peel in it, isn't it?
Yeah, very orange peel, bit cloves and that. Yeah, I mean, I'll drink a Blue Moon any day of the week. It's like that, it works, you know.
It's the water in that Einstock. It literally tastes like you're drinking something out of, I don't know. It's just different, isn't it? It's so crisp. It's
like Blue Moon that's gone through a filter. So there's like no crack in it, you know. It's just really nice. Having Hope Handsome Jack. Having Hope Handsome Jack. What's that? Nice drop. Cheers, Paul and Mark. Handsome Jack. It's a new one on me. Enjoyed the Polar Flux on tap. Yeah, John, it's not bad. I had my concerns about it, but for a 5%, slightly West Coast style pale ale, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all.
That's the only thing you talk about that, David Wilson. You talk about that on tap thing. That's the only thing that I'm a bit gutted about. Where I think beer trends have shifted on now. We're looking at more traditional stuff. We're looking at more, where we're going on beer trends. It's gutting that traditional beer is just so different out of bottle or can than it is cask or keg. More cask, obviously, because IPAs, doubles, triples, pales, that sort of thing, they could normally be there or thereabouts, couldn't they? You could notice the difference, obviously, if they were on keg, but it's just the difference between, the difference of traditional beers now between bottle and cask is just so different, and trying to get that drinking experience at home is so difficult now.
Yeah, it's very much 2 different worlds, isn't it? Totally agree. It's an example. Brew York, their Fairy Tale of Brew York that they release every Christmas. It's I had it on. I bought a keg of it at work, and it was all right. But then I went into a bar over Christmas and I had it on cask, and it was just another animal altogether on cask. It needs to be warmer. More full-bodied. It's a really, really nice beer, Fairy Tale of Brew York, but unless you're getting it on cask, I don't think you're getting you're getting the right beer. You're not getting the right representation of it.
Here's a question, and for you, Paul, as well as others. I know mine, but what do you think is like the best style that translates? What's the style that translates best to bottle or can? I'm going to say Weiss beer. In terms of talking sort of the authentic drinking experience, because even German lagers, as good as they are, Hofbrau original from Hofbrau itself out of the wooden cask is going to be totally different to that bottle that you get. It's 202 carbonated in the bottle.
Yeah.
Examples like that. I mean, I think it's Weiss beer personally. I think that's the closest you get. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what other people think, because I think that's, like I say, I think it's a bit gutting with the way beer trends are going now and that drinking at home experience.
It's a good question. It's a good question. It's got me thinking. That's for sure. We could all sit here and say beers that don't translate very well. You know, if you have it on cask, it's as good as it is on cask. That's it. If you have it in a can or in a bottle, it's never going to be as good. There's certain IPAs that I think I've had that I think are just as good, and I would say just as good, definitely not better. I would say just as good from a can as they would have been on keg. I think that's the only style that comes close. I think the Weizen you've kind of is probably a good answer. I think a Weizen from a bottle, I think it's just as good as you having it on keg. Other than that, I think it's some IPAs will transfer well, but not all of them. You know, it depends on the style. I've had some really good.
Maybe.
Possibly.
There's so much body out of it.
Again, I think I prefer a stout on draft. Whether it's cask or keg, doesn't really seem to make much of a difference. But I think some certain IPAs, I can have a New England IPA from a can. It tastes just the same as it was on keg.
It's a good choice.
If it's canned nice and fresh, then there shouldn't really be much difference. It depends on when you're drinking it, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. I think the only other thing I could think of is a good strong IPA. But yeah, I think Weizen is a good example. I think a Weizen is one of the few that translates particularly well. But then we get Weizens on draft so rarely over here. It's hard. You know, I mean, we're kind of you don't really have much of a choice, you know.
I've got a 30-litre key keg of Weizen sitting in my garage that a brewer gave us, and he was like, "Wait for it to settle down a little bit and try and see if you can make it work," because it was just so volatile in the key keg. It's just with all the yeast and sediment in there, they just couldn't.
Yeah, same with ours. We couldn't can it. We tried to can it. We kegged it all right, and then we had the rest for canning, and we just couldn't can it. It just would not settle down. We just had cans full of foam, and it was just I think we got to about 40 odd cans, and I just said we need to stop this and just salvage it and just put the rest in kegs. So we've got loads of kegs of this Weiss beer that we can't sell. So inevitably that's all going to end up going down the drain, which is a massive blow, because I think if we'd had got it in cans, it would have sold quite quickly. But not everybody wants a pint of a Weizen necessarily, because it is a heavy style of beer, you know. So it's an odd one. It's one of them things where you kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Sometimes you just need to kind of play it safe and just brew stuff that you know you can sell.
Which probably leads us back to that question about styles and why we don't brew them.
Yeah. It's a tricky one. You want to keep the work interesting. You want to keep yourself interested and think, oh, why did I get into this for the first place, you know? And then you're also thinking, well, it doesn't sell, so we probably shouldn't brew it. And you think, well, then you're going wrong, aren't you? You know, you've lost what it's all about. But you're worrying about making that money back all the time. So it's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. Happy Christmas, John. Brewing a dark mild today. Nice. I do enjoy a dark mild, especially on cask. So talking about that, get a good dark mild on cask, especially this time of year. Beautiful. India Pale Ale. New beer trend, a clear hazy IPA. I'll be up for that. That'll keep everyone on their toes, won't it? Merry Christmas, Stephen. Did Santa bring you a good present? Hi, David Wills. I hope you're well. John saying hello to everyone. John, Merry Christmas 2025. How's the weather in Cali? Overcast today, 13 degrees. Sounds a bit like here. Overcast, but probably half that temperature. It's been foggy, really foggy here today. Took the dog out.
It's funny, the football matches on all the Championship and League One matches on the highlights, like half of them you couldn't see them. Couldn't see them.
Yeah, I took the dog out. I put him off the lead and he ran off and I lost him. I was like, where the bloody hell's he gone? Just lost him amongst the fog. You just had to shout for him, wait for him to come back, you know. But yeah, proper misty round our way. I think it's about 6-7 degrees at the moment. So it's chilly, but not too bad. It's nearly Christmas weather for you. You phoned, John. I popped the question to the other half. Oh, did you, Stephen? Did you, Stephen? Are you now an engaged man, are you? Is he engaged? I'm freezing. No. Guinness Nitro Surge to drink tonight. I couldn't find any Guinness Nitro Surge. I wouldn't have minded. What did the other half say? She said, yes. Congratulations, Steve. Well done, mate. Well done.
Right, on that note, I'm going to bounce because I've got some dinner to make.
You got some dinner to make? Oh, mate. You got a family to
Yeah,
feed.
boy.
Come on, Mark. No
Good
pressure. No pressure.
Good to see you. Thanks, everyone. And have a lovely
Thank you,
New Year.
mate. Thanks for jumping on, dude. We'll speak to you soon.
Yeah. I'll see you guys
Take it
later.
easy, mate.
Cheers, mate.
See you then. I have a new phone. Everyone got new phones, apparently. I didn't get a new phone. I got socks. I got some joggers. I got a surround sound system for my telly, which I've got to set up, but I've got to wait to see all the Christmas decorations down before I could do that. Ended up in a Mad Dog Brewery in Cardiff recently. Their Stouty McStoutface was superb. Stouty McStoutface is a great name for a beer. It's been lovely, Stephen. Thank you. Maybe not as exciting as yours, so pleased for you. Now it's a hell of a Christmas. I proposed to Abby on a Christmas day 5-6 years ago, whenever I did it. Nice to see Mark on. It is always nice to see Mark on. Thank you, John. I'm a happy boy this Christmas. Guys, he's engaged. He's engaged. He's done it. Right. I am going to go for a quick Jimmy. I shall return. 1 second. Oh, and we're back. And we're back. Right. Ended up Mad Dog Brewery, Christmas shop and eating Frankfurt from the German market. Needed a drink. Pulled it the wrong button. I probably did. I did hit the wrong button. I know exactly what I did. I removed myself. I removed myself from the stream when what I was supposed to do was press stop cam. See, I'm out of the loop, mate. I don't do this thing enough. Joel Morris is Liverpool winning the league and Man City. What? Man City AL. Looks like Liverpool winning the league, doesn't it? They're flying. They are flying. The new manager's come in and hit the ground running, isn't he? They are looking good. Looking very good. More can be said for my Spurs team. We're a mess. All the players are injured. We're losing every week. Rubbish. Shark, do you want to come on for a beer? What are you doing? If you're drinking. So what was this bought with Hawkstone? Got a pack of 12 for Christmas. What, the lager? The lager. I've got a can of their stout to try. Crack into that at some point. Might do a review. I need to do some content. I haven't done any content for weeks. Properly slacking. I quite enjoyed the lager when I tried it though. I thought it was okay. Sharks Brewing. That's a good point. You can't really join me. He's a busy man. I'm going to have another dark beer. I'm going to polish off some of these Christmas beers that I've still got knocking around. So we were having a conversation about how the British don't seem to be able to brew a decent festive beer. Well, we'll have a look. So this is from Brass Castle. It's called Christmas Kitty. And it is a festive vanilla porter. Coming in at 5.5. There's the artwork. Lots of baubles and thingamajiggies shining on that. Been a long time since I've had a Brass Castle beer. And a vanilla porter sounds quite nice. And it's vanilla-y and chocolatey and not a lot else on that aroma, to be honest. So I'm not sure what makes it festive. Is there a touch of spice there? It's quite floral. Sort of like a dark fruity porter. Vanilla, I am getting. What's it say? Vanilla and festive spices. Yeah. There's a touch of spice there, like a bit of orange peel, coriander type thing, but not a great deal. But yeah, it's another meh Christmassy beer from a British brewer. The lager. I tried the Hawkstone lager, quite enjoyed it. I've had it a couple of times. Always thought it was all right. City's mad, isn't it? City, they've got one game in 11 or something like that. Something ridiculous. They're in a mess. No two ways about it. Yes, the Hawkstone Black, is it called? Hawkstone Dark, one of them. Spurs are a mess. What about Man United? Yeah. They haven't quite got that new manager bounce, have they? There's something United need a clear out, don't they? They need a clear out, and their recruitment needs to be looked at. It needs to be reevaluated. And I think that's the same for Spurs. Our recruitment has been good. If we had like a winning team already, the recruitment would have been good because we're signing all these young players that we can then bring up and then hopefully bring into a winning team. But Spurs aren't prepared to spend the money to bring in Premier League ready footballers now. They're just signing kids, which is great, but you've got to have players that are ready. Spurs need to go out this January and sign 2 or 3 Premier League standard footballers, and I just don't think they're going to do it. And I think Ange Postecoglou is going to suffer. And my bet would be the end of the season he'll lose his job, and they'll just try and get in another coach that will try and do a job without spending money, because essentially that's what Daniel Levy wants. He wants a manager that will come in and get the best out of the players that he's got and not whinge at him for money and investment and resorting the squad. The sooner Daniel Levy leaves the club, the better. In my opinion, he's the problem. He's the one that needs to go. He needs to get out of the way and let someone come in who's a realist and isn't just worried about making money and realizes you got to put it back in. I would have joined. That's all right, Sharky. You're brewing, mate. You're brewing. Got the stout, not tried it. Forest are doing really well. Forest are doing well. They are doing really well. They've got the right manager at the right time. This Nuno, we had him at Spurs and he just wasn't. He wasn't the right fit. He wasn't the right manager at the right time, and he was gone before you know it. Amad Diallo is the man. Ahmad. For me, the head went flat in seconds after he poured it. That's not ideal. There's nothing more disappointing than that when you pour a beer and the head just goes, especially on a lager. Especially, there's no hiding when the lager's bad. I love your manager, Paul. Do want things to turn around for his sake. Yeah, I want him to. I want him to. When we play well, it's really good. It's really entertaining when Spurs play well. It's really, really good. You can see what he's trying to do. But for that system to work, everyone's got to be on it. Everyone's got to be 100% on it. You can't have a thin squad because it's knackering. They press. They're playing the high lines. There's going to be a lot of running back involved. You've got to be fit. You've got to be fit to play it. The fact that he doesn't have a plan B is my main concern with him. You know, he's a good manager and he's playing a good style of football. But when it goes wrong, it goes horribly wrong. You know, we don't just lose games. We lose games and get players sent off. We lose games and get players injured. Everything goes well. Everything goes wrong when Spurs, lose. It's too fragile. It's way too fragile. We need strength in depth, proper strength in depth for it to work. We just don't have it. Amad Diallo's may not the best player about him. United would be in the Championship. He's having a bit of a run at the moment, isn't he, Amad? He scored against us in the Cup a couple of weeks ago. Chelsea are looking good. They are looking good. Chelsea are looking good. They've got a decent coach in charge. I always thought it was an interesting appointment. He just got Leicester City up and then they nicked him. But yeah, he's doing well. The Chelsea are looking good again, which is always annoying to see. Always annoying. Don't like seeing Chelsea do well. Money bags over there. Lorraine is in. She says, "Ho ho, Merry Christmas, Paul. Hope you had a good Christmas. What are you drinking?" I'm on the Ghost Ship tonight. Ghost Ship. I do like Ghost Ship. Merry Christmas, Lorraine. I hope you had a lovely Christmas. Hope you're enjoying the holidays. I am currently drinking Christmas Kitty. There's a vanilla porter from Brass Castle. We're up in Yorkshire. Whereabouts in Yorkshire are they? Does it say the UK by Brass Castle Brewery, Yorkers Gate, Moulton in Yorkshire. Yorkshire, complete set of bastards. Mo Salah is the best player in the world. I think that is certainly a valid statement. I think he's right up there. I think you'd be hard pressed to find 5 players better than Mo Salah in the world right now. He's still smashing it, still caning it in the Premier League. It has been consistently now for what? How long has he been at Liverpool? 6-7 years? Caning it, breaking records every week. He's an exceptional player, an exceptional form. And he out of contract? Is it the end of this season? He's out of contract, or did he sign a new deal yet? I don't know. He just seems to get better with age, Mo Salah. He is still exceptional player. You gotta love it, really. And you think, and he was at Chelsea, and it never worked out for him at Chelsea. I remember when Spurs played against Basel, Mo Salah was there, and you could see he was easily their best player. And you wonder if he was going to get that Premier League move, and he got it, and it didn't work for him at Chelsea. Chelsea must be kicking themselves, thinking, how did we not make that work? The new deal on the cards. So I'm assuming they've offered him. Mo Salah gets a lot of disrespect from the media. Yet they're like Mbappe. Oh, Mbappe. I don't get me wrong. Mbappe's good. He is a good player, but he's so overrated. So overrated. You know, he's taken the easy way. Mbappe, his whole career to date, he's taken the easy way. That's the only thing I don't like about Messi. I love him. I think Messi's the best footballer I've ever seen, but I would have loved to have seen him in the Premier League. And I always find it confusing when players never think to themselves, should I go and test myself in the Premier League? How would I do over there? I would have loved to have seen Lionel Messi play in the Premiership because he was so good. Still is ridiculous. It's him playing in the MLS. It's like a man playing against kids. You know, it's ridiculous. And crappy, yeah. I mean, he's certainly not a bad player, but he's marketable, isn't he? Mbappe at the moment, he's marketable, and because of that, I think he gets a lot more praise than he really deserves. I think Neymar was similar. I think Neymar was always massively overrated. He had his moments, primarily when he was playing in Brazil when he first came through. I think was it Santos. Neymar began his career at some of the football he was playing. Some of the stuff he was doing was incredible. And he was good at Barcelona, but he was always, I think he was always in the shadow of Suarez and Messi. I always thought they were both better players. And then when he went to the French league, he didn't do a great deal. And now he's gone to Saudi Arabia because it's easy money. And I think that tells you all you need to know about him. You know, another one. I think Mbappe will do something similar. He'll probably do his contract at Real Madrid, and he'll probably go to Saudi Arabia and go for the money. That's if there's still any money left in Saudi Arabia at that point, you know. But yeah, I think Mbappe's overrated. Personally, I think he's overrated. He's so overrated, says Stephen. But there you go, he agrees. Yeah, he's not the best player in the world. He's quick, he's athletic. You know, he's got ability. There's no two ways about it. But yeah, there's players I'd sign. If you want someone to come in and score your goals, and there's quite a few players I'd sign over Mbappe, that's for sure. Chat's dried up. I've run out of chat. Anyway, what's everyone drinking? So what have I moved on to? The Christmas kitty, vanilla porter from Brass Castle, which isn't bad. What's everyone else drinking? We know Lorraine's on the ghost ship. What's everyone else moved on to? Joel Morris, Paul Pogba's a really talented player. He just never did it at United. Now he's ruined his career and will never ever play again. What's the latest with Paul Pogba? Is his ban now finished? Because he got banned, didn't he? Did he fail a drug test? Paul Pogba's another one. His talent was incredible. You could see it even at United when he was a young lad at Manchester United. You could see how talented he was. He was head and shoulders above Manchester United players who were there at the same time. Technically, he was gifted, but he could have been anything he wanted to be. Paul Pogba. There's been a lot of players like that. He could have been anything they wanted to be. Oh, Dele Alli. Dele Alli's another one. Dele Alli could have been. He was class, absolute class, and then life got in the way, you know. And now where's he just gone? He's just gone to an Italian club, hasn't he, on loan? Try and resurrect his career. It's so sad. It's so sad. So say 5 years ago, he was probably the best young player in the world, you know. And things have got in the way. It's such a shame. Where did you spend Christmas? I stayed at home this year. Quiet one. Same. I've been at home. I've been at home this Christmas. We hosted. We had family here this Christmas, and they all left last night. So the house has been quiet today. So it's the first time I've had a bit of time to myself. But it also coincided with the wife going back to work. So Abby went back to work. All of the family went home, and I've had the house to myself today. So I've been sort of clearing up and walking the dog, and had to pop to the shop and get a bit of a couple of extra essentials. And then I fancied a beer because I haven't really drunk much over Christmas to this point. So I thought I'd sit and have a couple of beers with you guys. But yeah, I've been at home. It's been nice though. It's been nice. It's nice having family over for Christmas, but yeah, when they go home, it's quite nice as well. That peace and quiet. Like, oh, thank God for that, you know. But yeah, but I hope you had a nice one, Lorraine. Sounds like you've had a nice one at home. I think everybody wants to host. Normally I go to the in-laws for Christmas. Abby's parents love hosting. They love having everyone over at Christmas, and I think they've been doing it so long now. It's tradition. But I really wanted to have a Christmas with my mum and dad because Abby's mum and dad's they're not into dogs. So we got the dog, whereas my mum and dad love dogs and they don't want to leave their dog alone on Christmas Day. So I thought it'd be nice to spend Christmas Day with my parents for the first time in a few years. So I had them over. I said, bring the dog. So him and my dog can run around together, and it was nice. It was nice. I thought Pogba's ban was 6 years. I'm sure I was reading something the other day that he was available to play again, but he's available to train. He was available to train with a team, but not yet ready to play. I'm sure it was shortened. I might be wrong. I think Messi could have done it in the Premiership. You hear the defender that played for Real Madrid, Ramos, excuse spelling, could be going to Ramos, really? As in Sergio Ramos. Is that really him, Sergio Ramos? Whew, hell of a defender. Dirty bastard, though. Dirty bastard. Thing is, these top talented players have the worst people around them. And even worse ages. Exactly that, David. By the time they're 17, 18, they get their first professional contract. They're millionaires. Where's the incentive? Where's the drive to carry on doing it? There's not many, is there? There's not many that you get a lot of these players that are stars right at the beginning, and then they don't quite amount to everything you think they could. It's like I say, they're millionaires by the time they're 18. They've done it, haven't they? They've achieved it. It's really weird. Thank you, boy. A lovely Christmas. That's lovely to hear, Lorraine. That's the main thing. I hope everyone's had a lovely Christmas. If I haven't already said it and you're new to the chat, Merry Christmas. Eric Dyer's been smashing it in Germany. Shame he wasn't as good at Spurs. Fantastic he moved was to the stands. Eric Dyer was one of them. He was good. When we first signed him, he was good at right back. He was playing, I thought it was like an understudy to Carl Walker. He was in at right back quite a lot. Then Potts put him in the midfield. He was like a holding midfielder for a little while because he had a good passing range on him. And then he kept getting caught out in midfield. So then Potts put him back at centre half. Well, he wasn't very good at that either. He was one of them players that he could do lots of things, but none of them particularly well. Better than no, it was. He would have been a good championship player for me, Eric Dyer. I feel like it's being harsh on him. Eric Dyer is a good championship player, but he's not a good Premier League player. He's an okay Premier League player. Like I say, he was versatile, right back, holding midfielder, centre back, but he wasn't particularly good at any of them. And when Eric Dyer had to play, when all our other players were injured or suspended, when Eric Dyer had to play, he got caught out. He was exposed. The pressure was on him. He just wasn't good enough to deal with it. And maybe the football's a little bit different in the Bundesliga. He can play a little bit better, but Eric Dyer for me he was out of position so often, particularly at centre half. He constantly had the strikers that were nipping in behind him, and he didn't even know where they were there. And that's just, you can't do that. You can't be that can't be allowed. That's unacceptable. It's not good. Sean James, hello mate. He's on the Fuller's Vintage Ale. Beautiful. I love a Fuller's Vintage. I've got a couple here. The 2024 was lovely. I had a 2019, so it was a 5-year-old aged one. That weren't bad, but you can't knock a Fuller's Vintage. Anyone remember the player who Spurs they took off during the Champions League and then came back on and threw up on the side of the pitch? Spurs player who took off during the Champions League and he came back on and threw up on the side of the pitch. Nope. I reckon my brain's trying to think who that might be. You sure it was a Spurs player? Took him off in the Champions League. He came back on and threw up on the side of the pitch. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. It's a good question, though. Good question. What's going on in the football tonight? There's the football tonight, isn't there? Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Oh, hello. Press like a million buttons at the same time now. Hello. What are you doing? Brighton and Brentford have just kicked off. Still goalless there. Still goalless. And then you got Arsenal playing Ipswich later on, 8:15 tonight in their kick-off. I would expect nothing more than an Arsenal win there, to be honest. I think Arsenal were just getting back into form. Ipswich only beat rubbish teams like Spurs. Rubbish teams like us. Yeah. Right, chatter's dried up. Everyone stopped talking. Why has everyone stopped talking? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, Jan Vertonghen. Did he do that? He came back on and threw up. Was that the one who he smashed his head, didn't he? Was that the same game? He got bloody concussion that night. If you're thinking of the game I'm thinking about, it was Champions League. Can't remember who we were playing now. And he got bloody smashed in the head. And yeah, he went off for a little while, and then he wanted to come back on. And then he did come back on, and he shouldn't have come back on because he was concussed. And I'm sure the concussion darts were. I'm sure the concussion rules were changed shortly after that. It's like if you've got a concussion or suspected concussion, you have to go off, and that's that. You stay off. But yeah, he was never the same after that, Jan Vertonghen. Never the same. What a player, though, on his day. Me and the family went out this Christmas. The food was nice, but behind the bar, on tap, Carling, Madry and John Smith's Humanity. It's amazing how many people actually do go out for Christmas dinner. I've never done it. I've never done that. Gone out to a restaurant for dinner on Christmas Day. I've never done it. I can get why people do it because you kind of guaranteed a half decent meal. You ain't got to do the washing up or anything like that. You know, you haven't got to cook. You know, you're not spending money on your electricity or anything like that. I get it. It's like we've got a restaurant just across the road from us, and they were packed. They were packed. Really nice. It's an Italian restaurant, but they do like traditional, English food as well. I saw their social media coverage, and the restaurant was packed on Christmas Day. And I was like, wow. It's a thought. It's a thought. You know, on a Christmas dinner, I could always go there. But I've never done it. But that is what you've just said there. It's the only thing. At least when you do it at home, you can drink what you want to drink. You know, I poured myself a bottle of Fuller's ESB with my Christmas dinner on Wednesday. And I enjoyed it. But at least the food was good. I just don't know. It's another thing. Christmas dinner for me is... I mean, Christmas dinner is the most important dinner of the year, in my opinion. It's my favourite meal. I love it. I love a good roast. I love a good roast dinner. And there's just them little extras that you have in Christmas. So, for example, pigs in blankets, love them. Brussels sprouts, love them. I'll get out roast parsnips, Christmas dinner, love them. Cranberry sauce. I love cranberry sauce with turkey. It's beautiful. But I only eat turkey, really. Like roast turkey, I'll only eat turkey once a year at Christmas. I'll have minced turkey quite regularly, but roast turkey is Christmas. And cranberry sauce with it once a year at Christmas. But you can always have what you want in terms of a beer as well when you do it at home. Or if you go into a friend's or family's, you can bring something with you. But yeah, that's the only thing. Having Christmas dinner at a restaurant, you're always stuck with what they're serving, and that is generally macro crap, isn't it? Which is a shame. Had a Leffe Brune the other day. I prefer the brune to the blonde. Me too. Me too. I prefer the brown. It's lovely. My favourite Belgian style is brown. Belgian brown ales. I love them. I think the Leffe Brown is really good value beer. When you can get it, I think last time I saw it, I paid about £3.50 for a bottle of it. Bargain. Absolute bargain. Lovely beer. Don't think you're a fan of the darts. I used to be. I used to really enjoy the darts. I used to play for a darts team, and we used to go to the World Championships at Ali Pali every year. We used to do a trip there. Excuse me, but yeah, I think when I stopped drinking in the pub and left the darts team, I kind of lost my way with the darts a little bit. And I don't have Sky, so I don't watch it. But some great players. I mean, the young lad Littler. Is that you say his name? Littler? What's his name? Young lad who's playing really, really good darts. Yeah, but I used to love the darts. I used to love it. Really good. I weren't bad either. I weren't bad at darts. What's my favourite German beer? Ooh, wow. Goodness me, my favourite German beer. I mean, the one I drink the most is probably Francis Kahn Weiss beer. That's probably the one I drink the most because it's the most easily obtainable. But I think my favourite is Einger's Celebrator, their Doppelbock. I might have a bottle of it. Yep. Celebrator, yeah. I won't take it off, otherwise my tinsel will fall down. If you don't know what Celebrator is, it's a Doppelbock from Einger. And if you buy a bottle, they give you a little. So it was originally a Christmas beer, and they gave you a little bock. Get it up to the camera. I don't think I'll get it to focus, but they gave you a little bock, and it says Celebrator on there, but I don't think it's going to focus. Nah, little white bock with the word Celebrator on it. You get one of them, and that tree's covered in them. So I had a case of it a couple of Christmases ago, and I love it. It's a beautiful beer. Einger Celebrator Doppelbock, beautiful beer, strong dark lager, really, really good. Gosh, yeah, that's probably my favourite German beer, but there's a lot of good German beers. Hofmeister, I really like Hofmeister. You know, that's consistently brilliant. Still brewed in Germany, and they export it over here. It's really, really good quality. I really like Hofmeister. What else I really like? Einger's Winterbock. I love that. There's too many. There's too many good German beers. They're all good. They're all good. Their lagers in particular, stunners. It came off during the Champions League, gave him a header sent. They brought him back on. He threw up on the side of the pitch. Yeah. Never done that. Got that for Christmas dinner. Get it, but it's not the same. It's definitely not the same, is it? Definitely not the same. Jermaine Genus. He was bang average. He had his days. He had his days where he was half decent, at least from a Spurs perspective. He had days where he was decent, but it was never a top level. I agree, Paul. I do love Christmas dinner. It's the best. I do look forward to it. Yeah, I love it. Love Christmas dinner. So we're doing New Year's Day as well. We're hosting New Year's Day. I've got an extra joint of ham in for New Year's Day, and I'm just going to make it as Christmassy as I can. Travis, hello, Trev. How are you, mate? How you going, my friend? I've got a package coming your. Oh, have you? You've been shopping again, Trev. Love that. I'm hearing they're not too happy at Tottenham at the moment. Nah, mate, we're not happy, mate. We're not happy. We're getting a little bit fed up. We've got a lot of injuries. We keep losing, and we're getting a little bit fed up with Ange's tactics because he's not changing, even though there's clearly issues there. He's not changing anything. Unfortunately, I do feel like his time is running out, unfortunately, which is a shame because he seems like a really nice bloke and I love what he's trying to do. But you've got to be able to adapt at the top level. And if you don't adapt, you die. unfortunately. But how are you, Trav? How was your Christmas, mate? I sent you a message. Been chatting to you on Instagram. I hope you had a good one. What'd you get up to? What'd you drink? Luke Littler, that's it. His favourite for the World Championship this year. He's 17. Is he really 17? Oh my God. I had no idea he was that young. He looks about mid-20s at least. You can tell he spent a lot of time in the boozer, that lad. You do. Celebrator Doppelbock from Iyengar. It's got two little box, two like deer on it, like face to face with a crest in the middle. It's a thing of beauty. A thing of beauty. Joel says we had M&S British Oakham slow cooked turkey thigh. Oh, bit of thigh. Sexy. Very similar to pulled pork. Same sort of texture. Bloody lovely. Oof. Ooh. Are you doing anything for New Year? I'm supposed to be working. I'm supposed to be working New Year's Eve, but I'm trying to get out of it because it's on a Tuesday. So technically, I'm not contracted to do it. But we've got like a New Year's do in the brewery. We've got about 53 people that have bought tickets. So yeah, we'll play some music. We have a pizza truck there. Hope everyone has a good night. But I got it all out of my system in my 20s, to be honest. New Year's Eve. I'd rather not work it. Just chill. I would rather chill. I would happily chill at home, have a few beers, and watch a bit of Jules Holland. I would be quite happy doing that, to be honest, mate. What about you? Any plans for New Year's Eve? Have you had the Zot Belgian beer? I have had Zot. I know I do a brown, but I've never had that one. Yes, I've had the Zot brown and quite enjoyed it. Quite enjoyed it. I like the artwork on the Zot beers as well. They're really, really good. I see Borough. We are the Spurs of the Championship. We can score, play sexy football, but at the back we're weak as Shandy. Yeah, that is us. We're a mess without the ball. Good on it. We had 3 3-all draws this season. Wow, bloody hell. Never a dull day at Borough then. Never a dull day at the Borough. We got another guest. I've just looked down in my basement and there's a man in there with a massive pair of headphones. Boom, let's get him in.
Hello, how are we doing?
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
I've moved around twice to try and get the tree in.
You got to get the tree in.
Look at that. It looks wonky on here, but it's not. It's straight as a
camera
die.
shot, isn't it? It's your camera. It's your camera.
There we go. It's all the angles of the dangles and all that jazz.
Yes, you got to get the angles. But at least there's a Christmas tree there, so everyone knows it's still Christmas.
It's Christmas time.
I love it. I put that thing up. I put it up every year, and then it seems like as soon as I get it up, I then have no time to actually sit in front of it and do any content, so no one sees the bugger.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd do a stream and just show my tree off and make everyone feel very festive, you know.
It's very nice. I like it a lot.
Very nice. Like a lot.
Is my microphone all right?
It sounds good for me.
Okay, well that's good. Yeah, so I was like, well, I'll do it in the shed. And then I went in and I was like, oh, it needs tidying in here. And I haven't got my cushion for the chair. And I thought, oh, suck it. I'll do it on my new phone. Test it out. But then I can't find my microphone for my phone. So then I thought, right, I'll get the Chromebook. I'll plug that in. But then this Chromebook only has one USB. So I'm like, well, how do I don't... You'll put up with a bad picture, but you won't put up with bad sound. So then I was like, right, what I need to do is I need to get a headset. So I got my gaming one, and lo and behold, it's got an earphone port. And this is a cardiac mic, so it sounds all right. So yeah.
I was going to say it sounds pretty good. Probably sounds better than me, but yeah, it sounds very very clear, which is nice.
It's only a cheap headset as well. It's like £10.
Bloody hell, get better and better, aren't they?
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's just mad. Stephen Butler. Hey,
you have to show off your Christmas trees at Christmas time. Yeah, otherwise, what's the point? What's the point? We decorated late this year. John knows the story. We've been decorating our lounge, so we've completely redone the lounge, stripped it all out, and the last thing to have done was the carpet to be installed. And we couldn't get it installed until when did it go in? The 10th of December. So Abby's normally like we get the tree in at the end of November and we're decorated at the beginning of December. But because we've both been working and decorating the lounge, Christmas has kind of snuck up on us this year. So yeah, but you've got to enjoy your Christmas tree. You've got to enjoy a Christmas tree when it's up. I always feel like the house looks a bit bare for a couple of days, doesn't it, when you take it all down again?
Oh, yeah. It's always such a. Like, Liz was like looking at it today, and I went, "Don't you dare."
Yeah.
And she was
Yeah.
like, "I know what you're going to say. Don't take the Christmas stuff down." I was like, "It's not even like close to it. We've got ice hockey, and people are coming over after for drinks and food."
But technically, it's the third day. It's the third day of Christmas. Still got
Exactly.
9 days to go.
It's yeah, typical. She just sits there with itchy fingers, like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm going to do this. And then in the end, I just said, right, you can go and do the food shop because I can't go and walk around supermarkets with my head
Big gash on
stitched
your
up.
head. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Abby's parents are the same. In fact, oh look at that! Look,
Ta-da!
he's got a wound.
We've got a wound.
You look like you had an implant into the back of your head.
Oh, mate, it's the weirdest feeling. So the reason I took it out is because it robs. Go on.
Bloke's a prick. Expressions oozing. I can't understand a word he's saying. He's an absolute pillock, and that is everything wrong for me. That is everything wrong with modern day football fans. They're just like people who go to football and record themselves. And if they don't go to the football, which a lot of them don't, they then record themselves reacting to the football on the telly. I hate that. It's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. If you enjoy it, cool. But honestly, if I saw that geezer in real life, I'd tell him to shut up. I'd be like, please, mate, you're embarrassing. You're a mug.
I'm trying to find.
That's just me being a miserable old git. I find the guy an embarrassment. I really do. Greg Wallace is a naughty boy, apparently. Naughty boy.
I don't think he said anything that bad, though, did he? It was just being a typical. I think he just didn't read the room right either.
Yeah, he spoke like one of the lads in the boozer when he shouldn't have been. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a time and a place to behave like a bit of a Burke. And I think when you're at work surrounded by ladies, it's probably not the time. There's a cloth.
I'm trying to get comfy, right? The whole point of being in here was so I could have the tree and be comfortable. And I can either get the tree in or I can be comfortable. I can't do both.
Yeah.
I look like I'm like 20 feet away from the camera, like, hello.
Hello. You got to get that fine balance.
I wonder if I stick it on the sofa instead. Ah, hi. The only thing is, then I can't.
You're not looking in the right place.
I'm not looking in the right place.
No.
I'm just going to be uncomfortable.
You've got to be professional.
Professional. What would they do, eh?
What would a professional do?
Not a lot. Not a lot better. The only other thing I could do is move the sofa.
Wallace and Gromit was fantastic. I loved Wallace and Gromit. Made a point of watching that. So Christmas Day, I watched. I keep doing that. Donald Trump doing a great job. Jaina. Doing a great job. He's a great guy. Yeah. Christmas Day, I watched Home Alone 2. Then I watched Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
And apparently, like everyone else in the country, we sat and watched the Gavin and Stacey finale. Abby and my mum are massive Gavin and Stacey fans, and we had to sit there and watch it. Yeah. It was good. It was actually quite good. I've never really been into Gavin and Stacey. I think James Corden's a cunt.
Yeah.
So I've never really got into it.
No.
And it was good. It was very well written. It was quite funny. So
he's desperately trying to sort his profile out, isn't he? Because he's acted so badly.
I've never liked the guy. Never met him. But on TV, for me, he always just comes across as just someone that I would hate in real life. Like, just fake. Like he does this fake laugh, like he's overacting all the time. And
Yeah.
then apparently he's a bell end in real life as well. So I'm like, I was justified in my opinion. Thank you very much. There you go.
Lorraine likes our tree. Which one, Lorraine? Do you like Paul's one or my snow-covered thing that
My one.
we've had Christmas tree gate in this house.
It's a bit of scam.
Bit of a scandal. So Kobe, we said this year, new house. Last year the tree was a bit of a disaster. Where it looked like something the cat had dragged in.
Looked like a twig.
And Lyd said, "I'm gonna get an artificial tree. We're gonna reuse it, and I want one with snow on it, and I'm gonna do it all, and I want it decorated how I want to do it." And I was like, "Okay, I give in." And then this year, when Kobe found out that we weren't going for a real tree, it kicked off. And I said, "You'll have to talk to your mum." And he's been incensed about it. Like even Christmas Day. Have you had a nice Christmas, Kobe? Yeah, it's been great. It's a shame we didn't have a proper tree.
I didn't have a tree.
Yeah, I know, right?
Not having it. Outrageous. Put it in the bin.
Yeah.
I never used to have real trees. And I've told you this story before. Never used to have real trees. But Abby has always had a real tree. Growing up, she always had a real tree. So I've always had a fake one. So this is a fake tree. And this is this tree's third Christmas. And it still looks, shape-wise, absolutely perfect.
It does look good.
We've got a really beautiful real tree downstairs. It's really, really nice. But the fact is, in like a week or so, I'm going to have to put it out.
Yeah.
It's really annoying. And I've got to wait for the council then to come along and take it. And I'm like, I've got nowhere to plant it. And I always feel bad about that. That I could just brew it. I could just plant it somewhere. You know, I could just sneak off with it and just plant it somewhere and just let it grow and become a beautiful, huge fern somewhere. But it's
not away somewhere.
You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do it. So really annoying. I always think it's a waste of a tree.
I'll give you a room tour in a minute of all the Christmassy things.
Room tour.
Room tour.
I've got tree. I've got some tinsel on my beer shelves. Just a little bit of tinsel.
Oh,
I've got a little bit of tinsel, a bit of shiny.
very nice.
I've got the trees, the pictures in front of me. I've got tinsel on them, but you can't see them. But yeah, I love Christmas. I love it. I adore it. I do. But there is something when it all comes down again. It's that kind of like cleanse. You know, New year, fresh house again. But I've designed my lounge. I designed the lounge for Christmas with Christmas in mind. So right now, my favourite place in the world is my lounge.
Yeah,
looks awesome. It looks really
proper Christmassy.
It's proper Christmassy. Like I say, I've got my new fireplace in. I've got the garland that just goes over it perfectly. I've got the tree next to that. It looks spot on. Absolutely spot on. I'm like properly chuffed with how it looks, but at the same time, I'm kind of ready. Almost ready to kind of take it all down again and cleanse, you know.
Don't you think, though, you look forward to it for so long? You're waiting for so long. And then it all just disappears in a flash.
It's gone like that.
Yeah.
It does. It comes and goes. So I was only at work Sunday, and then I've had family every day since then. So today is literally the first day where I've had the time to kind of think. And Christmas was 2 days ago already somehow. You know, so how's that happened? You know,
it's just whizzed by.
Yeah. So I started up the live stream and I had Ben sending me messages and I'm just not responding to them because I'm on annual leave at the moment. So I just don't want to talk about work. I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, I'm not back until New Year's Eve. I just don't want to think about it.
No, I get that. I was meant to be at a Christmas party tonight and I can't go because of my head.
Yeah.
And then I said to Lids, I was like, I'm just going to have a couple of beers with Paul and then I might play on my Xbox or I might just go to bed. And she, oh no, you can't have a beer. You can't have a beer. It says in the thing, no alcohol for 48 hours.
Make you feel better.
And I was like, I've already been robbed of a party.
Yeah.
And now I can't have a pint with my mate. I was like, I don't care.
Outrageous.
I'll take the risk.
Take the risk, mate. You feel better. You always feel better.
I do. I feel better. Right, I'm gonna do a little room tour, but I need to just turn something on, otherwise it won't make sense.
So,
I'm just going over here.
Father Ted, tacky Christmas tree. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Christmas. I love Father Ted. Love Father Ted. One of the all-time great sitcoms. Love it. Joel says apparently Toby Lees is on Jules Holland this year. He's bloody brilliant.
Bloody lovely.
I love Jules Holland. I try and watch Jules Holland every New Year, but it's when I found out it wasn't live, I was gutted.
Right. Are you ready?
I found out they filmed that in October. Fuming. I was fuming.
Right, so we've got Father
Santa.
Christmas. We've got a Christmas tree up there.
Where?
There, little tiny.
I see it. I see it.
And then we've got a little Christmas village.
A Christmas village.
Yeah, it's all lit up and everything.
Yeah, I think of the electricity bills in that village.
I know, right?
Every
got
light in their house is on.
I know. And then there's a like metal one there.
Good tree there.
This is my gaming controller.
There's a remote control.
There's a Santa's elf thing over on the windowsill.
Right.
And then, yeah, that's it.
Oh,
just lots of cards. Very Christmas.
I like it. Where is everyone?
So the boys aren't going to the Christmas party.
Right.
Mainly because they haven't been invited. Because, to be honest, the pair of them are a nightmare. So
they've not been invited because they're a couple of slags.
Well, they're hard work sometimes. They're a bit younger.
So what are they doing? They up in their rooms playing PlayStation?
They are currently gaming.
Yep.
So they're probably playing Fortnite, would be the guess. So they're up there doing that. And to give you an idea, I've gone all blurry.
Oh, yeah, out of focus.
I'm out of focus. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, on Christmas Eve, we went up to Micah's grandparents, and the boys were hyped. And they started winding each other up. And they kept slapping each other in the face.
Of course they did.
Yeah. And then Cobes got really angry with Micah and socked him one right in the mouth, just punched him in the mouth.
Oh.
And we were playing this game and drew blood. And I was like, right.
Oh.
So I've had a chat with both of them. And I'm like, you're too big now to hit each other like
kids.
Yeah. I said, you're hurting one another. And you do MMA and you do Taekwondo. And so you should be controlling yourselves. And that level of violence at that accuracy and violence is unnecessary between the pair of you. And then I said, it embarrasses me when you do stuff like that. So anyway, since then they haven't done anything. So that's been good. But yeah, they're crazy. Crazy pair. They're just tough as well. Like Mikey didn't cry or anything. His lips split and he's like laughing his head off.
That's the worst thing. I used to fight with my brother all the time when we were younger, and like he was one of them people. He'd laugh, like when he was in pain, and because of that, I'd hit him again. And then when he did cry, I felt bad. You know, it's so stupid. Makes no sense whatsoever. None whatsoever.
Just boys, isn't it?
Yeah.
Boys. Lorraine likes both of our trees. She said, how's the brewery going? Well, the brewery's gone. That's what's happened.
Oh, yes. You've got updating to do, haven't you, really?
Yeah. So, unfortunately, this year, the investors told me that they couldn't find a way through, and they put it into liquidation. So, that's the end of that. So, yeah, I wasn't surprised, to be honest. COVID really knocked the hell out of us. The changing duty on the other side. There were a lot of other things that you didn't necessarily see with the investors, and what they wanted to do and what I wanted to do were very different. So yeah, it didn't happen, and yeah, it's all gone now. But Mike and Steve are doing all right. Steve's Mike's in Canada, and Steve's looking after his dad's not well at the moment, so it's actually not a bad time, if you know what I mean. It's not come at a bad time.
Mike's in Canada.
Yeah, he's in Canada. He's got a family over there, so I've got a sneaking suspicion he might end up staying. So
Okay, so what has he just gone over there for Christmas? Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so he goes out every few years, so
Yeah.
he loves it out there.
Oh, wicked,
So,
man.
yeah, so he's doing. Everyone's doing all right, really. So it was the right thing to do. It wasn't a nice thing to happen, but then you know, it's life, isn't it? So who knows? Right now, I think craft beer is consolidating. Is probably the way I would put it.
Mm.
So it's condensing down.
Yeah, I was having this chat with Mark earlier about how the beer industry's in a state. It really is. It's all kind of the craft beer, in particular. It's like they've taken a battering. They've taken a beating. So we had COVID, and then we've had the kind of the financial issues that have raised, since then. The duty increase we had last year, and it's just like, what else are we supposed to put up with? What else can you throw at us? And I think breweries are just like, I don't know what we're supposed to do here. It's like nobody wants us to exist.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's exactly what they want. They want to get rid of small, medium breweries, and then they want the meta breweries to be taken over by the mega breweries.
Yeah, which is happening.
Yeah, it all wants to be run out of, big corporations. That's what they want, and you have the likes of Harvey's, Timmy Taylor's, people like that to thank for all that, because they're the ones lobbying government to get rid of us.
Yeah.
So that they can line their own pockets. But that's life. It's not just in our industry. This is happening across the board. You look at what's happening with farmers. They're trying to get the farmers' land out of their hands so that they can sell it to the likes of, BlackRock and Citadel and all those guys, Vanguard.
Foreign investors.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just they want, you look at the way that they are with the older generation. It looks like, reading between the lines, it looks like they don't want any wealth to be handed down to our generation or our kids' generation. Looks like they want to put a stop to that. So my feeling is, and I'm not saying this is fact, it's just speculation, is that they want to get us in a position where we don't own our homes, we rent everything, that our cars are all rented, our house is rented, and basically, they have control of everything, every aspect of what you do, what you say, all those things. And it's all owned by big corporations that have control.
That's what I don't get. That's something I don't get. It's like, why would they not want people to own their own homes?
Because there's too much money tied up. And they're not. If you end up buying your house outright and there's no mortgage, which a lot of people in the UK actually do,
yeah,
they're not earning anything.
Yeah, that's about the money they're making off of a mortgage.
It's mental.
That's the thing they don't tell you when you're a kid. It's like, if you do buy your house, brilliant, you get a mortgage, but it doesn't stay the same price.
Mm-mm.
Your mortgage goes up and up and up and up and up. It gets more and more expensive to own that home. So you got a mortgage, but there's no guarantee you're still going to be able to afford it a few years down the line. And it's then what do you do?
Exactly. And I'm very proud what we did with the brewery. We brought it from 500 quid to like doing 5 figures a month consistently. And yeah, it was growing at one point. It was growing pre-pandemic at 60% a month.
Yeah.
We were flying, so it's one of those. We've done a lot of cool stuff. It's been a real education. And you never know what's next, and that's why I've got my HGV license and started truck driving, and we'll just see what comes of it and what happens and where that leads. At the moment, it's like now Christmas, I've got all this spare headspace that I never had before, and it's really lovely.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about getting more custom. What's the next project? All that. All I've got to think about is what day do I go back to work? I probably should make a sandwich for that day. You know what I mean? That's it. And I love the company that I work for. So yeah, it's really good.
Jimmy Guitarist back in the house. How are you, sir?
No way. Hello, Jimmy. You all right, mate? Long time
How are
no
you,
see.
dude? Did you move down to the West Country?
Merry Christmas.
Am I right in that thinking that Jimmy moved down to the West Country or something? Watford only went and won, didn't they? Beat Pompey, didn't they? They beat Portsmouth, which is always funny because Portsmouth's a shithole, and Watford are one of my local clubs. So yeah, well done, Watford. I saw it. The lad he ran over to the Portsmouth fans and he was giving it one of them. So,
really?
That's funny. That is funny. How are you, Jimmy? Merry Christmas, brother. I hope you're well. 15 of you in the chat. Say hello. Come and have a beer. Say hello. Wish us Merry Christmas. We've been wishing Merry Christmas all evening. Right, I have anyway. We're wishing Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Christmas. Has everyone had a good Christmas?
Grant says, no, parts of Portsmouth are bad.
Just parts.
My mate lives down there and he loves it. Old Lewis.
Exmouth. I knew he'd moved down to West Country.
He's Australian.
It's down there now, boy. Ted Neal getting down to West Country, boy.
Very nice.
Like Chris from the Beard Dog. He talks like that now, didn't he? Because from bloody West Country, he talks like that.
Is Jimmy Guitarist.
Jimmy Guitarist. He talks like that now. He's been down there 2 years and he's talking like that.
We play my guitar for you and grow you some apples for cider.
Parts of Portsmouth, not all parts. I mean, I've only been there. No, I've been there twice. I've been to Portsmouth twice. First time it was all right because the weather was nice. And I got hammered and I fell asleep in the bus stop. Second time I went there, I thought this place is well miserable.
I like the hovercraft though. That is sick.
I never went on the hovercraft. You did?
Yeah, I went across to the Isle of Wight and back. It was really fast.
Steve makes a good point there.
What's that?
God, remember Paul was the gardener and John and his brewery? Look at you now. We're kind of switched roles.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird.
Kind of switched roles. So John's now a trucker, professional trucker. He's left the beer business behind, and now I'm the bloody taproom manager at a brewery. I'm kind of thinking, have I done the right thing? But
you've done the right thing.
We changed roles. That it was the right time, I think, for both of us to do what we did. We both kind of changed our lives. I'd been gardening for a long time, and I had a home. I bought a house, and I needed to make sure I could keep up with the mortgage payments. And the weather in this country, I don't care what anyone says, is getting worse. It's getting wetter and wetter and wetter. And I was having more days off, and I was like, I can't afford to have this many days off work. So, and then my mate who runs a brewery got in touch and said, "Do you want a job?" And I went, "Yeah, do you know what? I do."
He thought he was going to be the plumber, but then found out that it was to do with beer.
Yeah, yeah. And I thought, do you know what? It'll work because I like beer and I like talking about beer.
I'm just going to grab another beer. One sec.
Have another beer. Grab another beer. Yes. Grab 4. Grab a bucket. He's off. He's off to the kitchen to find more beer. What are you both doing New Year's Eve? I am supposed to be working. At the moment, I'm supposed to be working, but technically I'm not contracted to work on Tuesdays, so, and I've already got 3 members of staff that are working that night. So I am seriously considering not doing it. Plus, the wife is off work, and it'll be quite nice just to kind of see the new year in either with her at home or she's been invited to her friends. So I don't know technically yet what I'm doing New Year's Eve. I would rather not work it because I just don't see the point. But we'll see. What are you doing? What are you doing, Lorraine? What are your plans for New Year's Eve? Going out? Out? You staying in? What are you doing? I just feel like I feel like I got New Year's Eve out of my system in my 20s. And I really got it out of my system. I was a mess pretty much every New Year's Eve for about 15 years. And you made some bad decisions when you're hammered on New Year's Eve. You made some bad decisions on New Year's Eve. Everyone's done it. I still can't shake my Cockney accent. Some people think I'm an Aussie. Good eye. Good eye. Put another shrimp on the barbie. There's rocking the verdant and green cheeks 10 years. Ooh, yeah. I can imagine that would be pretty special. Green cheeks. I've had a beer from Green Cheeks once before. That was an IPA. And I'm trying to remember what it was called. It's going to be, I'll be here all night if I try to remember what it was called, but it was spectacular. The fact that Verdant can collaborate with Green Cheeks on a dipper tells you where they're at. I imagine that is awesome. I don't even have a proper Cockney accent. I call it a North London's drone. That's like me. A North London accent. I'm not a Cockney. The only people who call you a Cockney are people who don't know what a Cockney is.
Yeah, that's true.
Rain says I'm going to the local. Perfect.
Good on you.
They're not charging you to get in, are they? Nothing worse than a local pub that charges you to get in when they're not giving you anything for that. It used to annoy me when pubs did that. So they charge you £10 to get in. I'm like, do you get a drink with that? It's like, nah, nothing. He's just charging you £10 to walk in the door. Shocking.
I know.
Shocking.
It's not great. It's one of the. Oh, I've got out of focus again.
Got out of focus. Hold the fort, John. Just going to go for a quick Jimmy.
Yeah, no worries. Stephen doesn't like New Year's Eve. I'll be staying in Firelight and few beers and Die Hard. There's now wrong with that, mate. What is wrong with my smegging camera? There we go. So I've just put a ring light up because it's a bit sort of muted in here. So I've just plugged a ring light into the TV to try and give it a bit more light. Yeah, New Year's Eve has always been a bit of an odd one for me. So I can't ever think I've ever had a really good New Year's Eve, ever. I never think, oh yeah, it's been amazing. I've had such a good time. And I think we always play it up, don't we, that it's going to be mega. And then that can often lead to disappointment. So I get why you feel like that, Stephen. I feel like it can be a bit like that. I'm off to my friend's house, who's got a very, very big house. And we're doing quarter century fancy dress. And I still don't know what I'm going to go as. I haven't really come up with anything just yet. Grant says, went to the Green Cheek Tap Room back in 2022. Wonderful place. I don't know that one, I'm afraid. But hey, you can't go wrong with the tap room. Joe Morris says, what was everyone's thoughts on the Guinness Nitro Surge? Was it a massive hit or a gimmick? Now that's interesting because obviously I'm in a completely different space now. And I was listening to the truckers on the CB. A lot of them bought the Nitro Surge, and hardly any of them use it. So they're like, oh, well, it's good. It's a bit of a gimmick. It does make a nice pint, but I just can't be bothered. And I think that's the sentiment I get from it, is that it's a great idea, but not everybody can be bothered to use it.
Yeah, I've not used my Guinness Nitro Surge as much as I thought I would. But also the fact that the Nitro Surge cans aren't always available, which doesn't help. But I do like it when I'm in the mood for a Guinness. It's nice to have a few of them cans knocking around, just to slap it on. But yeah, it's not. I don't know. You've got to be a proper committed Guinness drinker, I think.
I don't know if what is there any real difference between a Nitro Surge and a normal Guinness can?
Oh yeah, there is.
Is there?
Yeah, it's
In
not.
what way?
It's not like night and day, but it certainly adds a bit of depth to the Guinness. You get
Okay.
it's more body. You get that dome head that you just don't get with a can of Guinness.
Right.
It's like a perfect pint of Guinness from home almost, you know. But I think Guinness is a weird one anyway because it doesn't travel well. Even now, they've been brewing it since what 1759 was it? They started brewing bloody Guinness, and it still doesn't travel well.
Mm.
You know, you drink Guinness in Dublin, it tastes like
Oh yeah.
nothing. It tastes like nothing you've ever tasted before. The
Yep.
Guinness we get here does not taste like Guinness that you get in Dublin. I can assure you. You know, and you don't even have to have a particularly sophisticated palate to identify that. As soon as you taste it, you're like, "Whoa, that tastes completely different." You know,
Yeah.
I just find it amazing that a stout. I mean, it's only 4.1, and it generally Guinness draft like 4.1%. Maybe that's why it doesn't travel well because there's not much alcohol in it.
No. I wonder if it's to do with is it homogenization of the nitrogen molecules attached to the water. So
Yeah,
whether it gets bumped around, the nitrogen separates itself more.
I think it has to be. I think it has to be. I don't see why it's only going across the Irish Sea. You know, it's not got far to go either.
Mm.
You know, not even. Well, I mean, what's the most probably Liverpool, isn't it? The closest point of
Yeah,
England to Dublin would be Liverpool.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we were drinking Guinness in the Weatherspoons, weren't we, in Liverpool?
Oh yeah,
And don't get me wrong, it was a good pint of Guinness. It was a nice pint of Guinness, but taste it in Dublin, it was like nothing I'd ever tasted before. I'm just like, is this how Guinness is supposed to taste? So I had no idea. You know, and
but
I think, how can it
it.
change that much?
I think a lot of it is to do with, and I'm not knocking the pubs, but the way we serve, the way we look after the beer here
Yeah,
is not great.
yeah, definitely. Oh, excuse me. It definitely some
So
pubs look after their beer a hell of a lot better than some of the others.
others,
Um,
yeah,
um, well, where was I? Green cheek tap. Oof,
yeah.
oof,
Where's that?
oof. Yeah, where are Green Cheek? Whereabouts are Green Cheek? It's a great name for a brewery.
They've
I
got
don't know.
some cheek. They have, and it's green.
Make a brewery, call it Bum Cheek. That'd be great. I could get away with that.
Bum Cheek Brewery. It
Bum
does
Cheek Brewery.
a cracking pint.
Do a cracking plane. You get a free pint. See, that's a bonus. So if you're paying to get into your local boozer, at least you're getting a drink out of it. At least. Jimmy
Mm.
says, "How you been, John? I haven't seen you in bloody ages."
I'm all right, Jimmy. I'm doing all right. Apart from I've got a big hole in the back of my head at the moment.
It's got big hole again.
I said, "Oh, it'll be a couple of centimeters at the most," and I've got like a 6 centimeter cut across the back of my head.
Yes. So it says New Year's Eve is depressing. End of year feeling worse than new beginnings.
Yeah, I
You know,
struggle with it. I don't know about you, Paul. I just always I can never think back and think, "Oh, that was the best New Year's Eve." I couldn't give you one example
nah,
in 45 years or 44 years of being on this earth of a
nah.
New Year's that was epic.
New Year's Eve is a bit like Christmas, where you had that massive build up, and then essentially it's just a bit of a normal day. Well, no, it's not a normal day, but it's never spectacular. It's never a mind-blowingly incredible day.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to look back on the year as a whole and say, "Do you know what, I achieved a lot this year. You know, I made some changes. I did things I've always wanted to do." I think that's the main thing of it. There's a lot of people who have, have had shitty years, who look at New Year's Eve as the beginning of something new, and I get that. I get that. It's a chance for a fresh. But how many people stick to New Year's resolutions, really?
Oh, slim to none.
It is.
Because you think right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to change that. I'm going to get in focus on my camera.
New year, new focus.
New focus
on camera.
And then, it just you come up against the first roadblock, don't you? And normally, I don't know about you, Christmas costs me a fortune. So your hangover into January and February is normally paying for what you've overspent in
That's the thing. I'm now waiting for payday. You know, I'm waiting for my next paycheck already. It's like my sister's coming down with her kids tomorrow, and she's like, "Oh, do you want to go out for lunch or something?" And I'm like, "I don't want to go out anywhere." It's like, I'm not being funny. So I've paid all my bills for December and I've paid for Christmas. I'm like, I'm skint. I'm going nowhere. It's like I went to this. It's back again.
Bloody thing.
I popped to the shop earlier to get milk and bread, and I'm like, oh god, it's like I'm eating into my reserves here, And she's like, "Oh, should we all go out for dinner?" I'm like, "No, please don't." So I don't want to go out for dinner. I was like, "You can come here and you can order me a pizza or something, but I'm not paying for shit." It's not happening. Not happening.
And is that why they call you Uncle Scrooge?
Uncle Scrooge. Uncle Scrooge. Well, everyone done well out of me this Christmas, so that's. I'm not having that either. I went for it. I went for it this Christmas.
Did you?
Feel like everyone's happy. Everyone's happy.
Nice.
But going out for dinner, it's a luxury I can't be asked with between Christmas and New Year. I'm just like, nah. Leave me out of it.
Yeah. It's just more spending it. So Lids just went and did I think we've got we've done all right. The only big problem we have is it's Kobe. Oh, this pissing camera.
What's it doing?
I don't know. It never ever does this. I wonder if it's because the tree's in shot, so it doesn't know what to do.
Maybe
it's broken. It's the same camera as what you've got. Exactly the same one.
Was it really?
Yeah.
We're same shot. Generally, mind you, it's funny when I do that. It looks like it's a fake background. The tree, it's not really there.
It's weird, isn't it? I'm gonna try and sit on the. So much for being comfortable. I should have just done it in the shed. But hey. I'm like,
a bit cold for that, though, isn't it?
It is. Well, it's warm in there once the heater's on. But I was like, oh, dude, I'll relax on my comfy sofa. But I forget you got to be like 10 meters away from everything if you're on this sofa. They're deadly.
What's your opinion on why Guinness is so popular with young people these days?
TikTok.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Because I spoke about this with Mark. We touched on it with Mark briefly earlier, and obviously Guinness has said they had shortages, didn't they, in the run up to Christmas? They weren't sure they were going to be able to get enough on the shelves, and I did notice that I couldn't get the Guinness Nitro Surge in my local Sainsbury's. I went there to grab some cans, and there were none there.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, never mind. I was thinking, are they genuinely got shortages because their sales have gone up, or was it just really good way of selling as much Guinness as they possibly could in a run up to Christmas?
I feel like that was a bit of a marketing ploy, but they have had a big jump in sales, and it's all to do with a trend called splitting the G.
Splitting the G, yes.
So having the gulp, and you've got to do a certain thing, and you've got to get the
head halfway through the G, haven't you?
Yeah. So
which is
that's all. But that's TikTok for you.
Yeah. social
See,
media.
I've downloaded TikTok and I started doing truck stuff on there, and I still cannot understand the fascination with it. I feel like when I've gone on TikTok, I need to give myself a good wash afterwards.
Yeah, it's just silly, isn't it? It's just a bit silly.
Well, it's just there's a lot of people doing non-content, so that all they do is sit and chat, and that is it. Like, they're not niched into anything, so it's not like us where we'll talk about cars or trucks or whatever. It's like, yeah, Sandra, what sandwich did you make this morning? I really like anchor butter. It's my favourite. It's like, and I'm like, what? And then you see there are some good creators on there that are doing really well. And you look at why they're doing well, and you think, well, they're just doing very simple content, but they're consistent with it, or they're showing something interesting. There's a guy who he's in Cornwall and he does lobster fishing, and he streams off his boat as he's doing it. And that's interesting.
That's quite good. Yeah.
So it's very strange. But then you look at YouTube of late, and you look at the horizontal streams. When you go through the shorts, and then you can hit the live ones, and it's like loads of these Indian women just sat there doing nothing, or people sleeping, or like people playing. Like there's a coach with like 100 people sat on the roof, and it's going down a windy road, and it's a game, but there's nobody narrating it. You can't see the person playing it, and you look through YouTube, and those shorts have gone that direction.
Yeah,
it's just nothingness. It's like mind numbing. Like worse than watching our live streams.
Yeah. And our live streams are terrible. They are terrible. So it is. I think social media is it's crap, isn't it? It's just got to put zero effort into it whatsoever now. It just does not matter. It does not matter. Like I say, if you can do a live camera of someone sleeping or something like that and it's getting followers, I'm just like, what is the point? What is the point? Yeah, probably weird. Probably weird. I mean, plans for the channel. Sorry, I don't really have any plans for the channel. If I'm honest with you, this year has been the least amount of content I've ever done, and I'm not sure I can turn that around. To be honest with you, just my schedule, just the way it works. I'd love to be able to turn around and say, yeah, I'm going to do loads more videos. I don't know. I really don't know. I will try. I will try and get more beer reviews out and try and do more stuff with the contacts that I have within beer. But it just seems what my schedule's like, really.
I reckon you should do a night where you just review 4 beers on 4 videos, one night a month.
That's what I need to do. Is like my Mondays and Tuesdays are my weekends. That's when I'm not in, and that's when I need to do my content. And I just need to be reviewing the stuff that's popular. Otherwise, I'm just not making any money on it. I had this conversation with, well, it's with you guys. It was on the WhatsApp chat. So Chris said, he goes, "Oh, Raggy's done like 90 videos in the last month or something. Something ridiculous." And I was like, that's incredible. And I looked back at my YouTube and I was like, I'd only done like 40, 42, 43 videos all year. Raggy's doing double that in a month.
Honestly, Paul, I think if you did one a week, released it on Sunday afternoon or Monday evening, and just consistently one a week, that's all you got to do. And I'm talking to I'm in the same place for a different reason.
Yeah.
And I'm struggling to do it. I'll do really, really well. I'll make some banging videos, and then I just can't be bothered for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it
And then,
it's tricky. But life gets in the way. Life has got in the way. My schedule's completely different. You know, I used to go out, go to work, get home from work, a decent hour, and I would sit and have a couple of beers and do beer reviews. Now I'm not getting in till like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and I'm thinking to myself, probably gonna have something to eat and go to bed. You know, coming in here and doing a couple of beer reviews isn't always my priority, but it's yeah, I need to do more. But in terms of beer reviews, people want you to drink the stuff that's in the supermarket, and the stuff that's in supermarkets generally isn't that good. And I don't really want to go and buy it because I know this already. So it's I mean Grant Echo Sonic has just said travel videos are good. A Brussels beer tour. So I'm going to Brussels again next month.
woo,
Trying to get me to document it. Document it. So I could do a couple of videos, but they won't be long videos. I wouldn't have thought. You know, I could do stuff like that. I could do a couple of videos whilst I'm there, maybe, but they won't be long videos because I'll be in the moment. You know, I'll be enjoying it. You know, so YouTube, I never quite feel you. YouTube, I never quite feel you get the feedback that you'd want. I did a video where I went to Guinness. I put it on YouTube, and it in terms of the views, it did nothing compared to me just sat here drinking a Guinness.
mm.
Really weird. And I proper planned it. You know, I went to Guinness and I thought I'll do a really good video about that. I'll document it, you know, edit it, add music. I did all that, and then like, you know, not that many people watched it, and I was like, well, that was pointless. You know,
I think what it is though, YouTube pigeonholes you into what it wants you to do. So this year, I have messed around with the algorithm and done various different things. I've taken breaks. I've put stuff up that I thought might be controversial,
Jimmy
just
C.
to see if it would make you shadow banned. And I've done a load of stuff. And what I've discovered is what YouTube wants me to do is sit at that table and talk about scandal in the car industry. That's all it wants me to do.
Yeah,
So I need to do that, but it doesn't happen all that often, although it's becoming more and more of an issue. So, but it's taking the time. Like Paul will vouch for this. You do a video, like for me, sometimes I can one and done it. But if I'm not on form, and I'll keep saying all the
Yeah.
way through. So the other day I took out like 20 something so it took me forever to edit the video, and then you put it out, and then he does all right. You know, you get a few, a few thousand views or whatever, but
Yeah.
you've completely like I come in from work, I've done a 10-hour shift, I have dinner, I'll have a wash, and then I've only got an hour before I've got to go back to bed.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's really tricky to balance that life and YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Jimmy says, I think Simo's doing a live at the moment. Do you know what? I set up a live because I didn't want to clash with anyone. And I even looked around to see if anyone had scheduled a live. And I couldn't see anything. So I thought, I'll do one tonight. And I'm sure Simo was live yesterday. So that's another thing. You get people who go live every day. I don't know how they do that. It's the same with Raggy. Raggy does 3-4 beer reviews every day. I don't know how he does it. And you get people that will sit there like we're doing right now, do a live every day and nick half a dozen beers. I don't know how people do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. I've just got other things to do. You know, I think you kind of with YouTube, you kind of got to strike while the iron's hot. You know, it's if there's a demand for something, you got to abuse it. And I just don't have the time to keep with demand, unfortunately, especially with live streams. You know, I'm only doing this because I'm off work. It's Christmas. I've got some time off work and that. I thought I'll have a few beers and chat and catch up with everyone. Simo's doing live streams every other day, as is Paul. Rate My Beer. He's doing live streams every other day. You know, I can't keep up with that. Just can't do it. It's got too much going on. You know, fair play to them. But it's with YouTube, you've got to be on it all the time. My channel's still growing. But nowhere near the rate that it was a few years ago when I had more time on my hands, you know. So it's tricky. You know, you've got to sacrifice other things to do YouTube, and the fact is, YouTube just doesn't make me enough money to warrant it. You know, so I do this because I love chatting with everyone and
It's
catching
true.
up at beer festivals. I get to meet some of you in person, which is brilliant. You know, but essentially, I've got mates, I've got family. You know, I've got stuff going on. I can't sit there with someone like Simo or that till like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, carrying on drinking, slurring my words, and that. It's just a bit embarrassing. You know, it's not the one. Not the
No,
one.
that's my job. I've got to admit, I'm the same as you. So now my drinking, like, I don't drink anything from. I'll only drink on Friday night and on Saturday, and then I won't touch it on Sunday all the way through the week until Friday night because I don't want any alcohol in my system if I'm driving a truck.
Exactly.
I don't want to risk it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, my sort of drinking days are pretty much done now. So I've swapped the drink, though, you'll be pleased to know, for eating instead. So, Slimming World journey will be back on it in the new year. So
Back on it. Yeah, I've got to get back on it, man. I've got to lose some weight.
Oh, man.
My back and my knees are like, come on, man. Make it easy because you're getting old now, bruv. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
How old are you this year, Paul? How old are you going to be?
I've just turned 41 in October. So,
Right, okay.
yeah, 42 I'll be next year. So,
I'll be 45 this year.
45.
And my left knee, I know that I'm too big because going up and downstairs, my left knee is like, every step.
I quit playing football. I played my last game of football on the 2nd of December, 2021. That was the last time I ever played a game of football. And I
Wow.
kind of knew because I just bought this house and I was moving away from the lads that I played football with every week. And I kind of knew that was going to be the last game of football I was ever going to play. And it's always, that date is always stuck in my head because ever since then I felt like my body's just given up because I'm not playing regular football anymore. You know, so I kind of retired that day. So I was 38. I would have been 38. So I feel like my football body has given up ever since then. So yeah, there's little things, my knees and my back every now and then they twinge, and I'm just like, oh come on, man, you know. And it's because I'm just carrying too much weight on them, you know. So yeah, and the fact is, if you're drinking beer every day, that's not going to help. You know? I try to drink quality as opposed to quantity these days, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I just think the people who are YouTubing every day are probably drinking too much. Probably. I don't know how they work it, but they're probably drinking too much.
It's difficult, isn't it? And it's like horses for courses. It's lifestyle. It's what everybody has a personal thing. I mean, I can't judge anybody as I sat here with my big fat belly.
That's the same. It's the same. I'm as heavy as I've ever been right now. I'm massive.
Yeah.
So it's just like I'm not healthy. You know, I need to get back on it and lose weight again, and try and keep it off.
I don't know about you guys, and in chat as well, but I find myself drinking things that I know won't make me feel rough the next day. So, like, I might have Guinness because I know I feel fine the next day, or like I've discovered that Estrella, the proper import stuff, is mainly rice, and I don't get the bad stomach from it. So I'm pretty sure I'm gluten intolerant, but I'm just I don't want to be less alcohol and enjoy my beer, and then I can't enjoy food either. So
yeah. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. It's has anyone in the chat got any New Year resolutions? Any things they want to change? I think we're sitting here talking about ourselves and what we need to be doing and what we shouldn't be doing, and it's I don't know. I wonder if anyone who's watching watching at home right now is thinking, I could do with this, I could do with that, you know. I think we could all better ourselves, couldn't we? You know. Yes, I do still hear from Mark. He was literally on this stream earlier. He popped on for an hour and had a beer with us. He seems to be doing all right. He's not YouTube on the head. He's got no plans to get back into that. He's a busy boy, and but yeah, no, he was on. He had a beer. It was nice to see him. Nice to catch up with him. But he seems to be doing well. And so Jimmy C's 45 in January. So that's it. None of us are getting any younger.
No.
None of us
That's
are getting younger. It's yeah. You gotta look out for yourselves. You gotta look after yourselves because no one else will do it.
Jimmy, are you still over? Because you moved from New York, didn't you? Are you over at? I want to say you're in Norway or whatever. What's the winter like out there? I bet it's brutal.
Norway. They're probably under about 2 foot of snow.
I'm sure it's Norway or somewhere like that, or Finland or something. I can't remember. Finland. There you go.
Finland.
I was close.
Covered in snow.
I bet that's
Finland have 2 seasons. They have full on summer and then full on winter. That's it. It gets to like the 1st of November and then poof, they get covered in snow and it sits there for about 6 months. I've seen it. It's brutal. 1-0 to the Filth. Kai Havertz has scored. Goodness me, I didn't realise Kai Havertz still scored goals. Havertz. Brighton Brentford still goalless. Still Gira. Good rule for life. Less but better. Yeah, I think that's a good. Everything in moderation, right? Everything in moderation. If you're drinking beer, drink good beer. You know, why waste your time drinking shit beer? Drink good beer. Scott and Michelle are live all the time. Paul, you're thinking Paul and Michelle, aren't you? Paul and Michelle. New Year resolution, same as last year. Nope. Paul and Michelle, yeah. Paul and Michelle. Rate my beer. They're live every day. Or at least every other day. I don't know how they do it. I don't watch much of the live streams for anyone, to be honest. But when I do a live, I sit here and I drink. So I've done. How many beers have I drunk? 4 or 5 beers since I've been sat here. And that's a session. You know. I don't know if they go out and if they piss it up every live stream they do. But if they're a beer channel, you'd think they're going to be drinking beer on their live streams. I'm assuming. Otherwise, I don't see the point. But Jimmy is confirmed. He's in Finland.
Lovely.
He is in Finland.
Home of Nokia.
What happened to Stuntman Steve? I don't know. Is he not got a channel anymore? Stuntman Steve.
I've seen him chatting. In fact, I feel like I've chatted to him in somebody else's live stream in the chat, but I couldn't tell you if he's got a channel or not now. So there was some sort of scandal went on. I don't know. It has nothing to do with me. So I don't know.
Oh, I see. I know nothing about it. I've never really been a follower of Stuntman Steve. I spoke to him a couple of times, but
I like him. He's a nice guy.
There always seems to be something. He
always gets himself in a pickle, doesn't he?
Oh dear.
But he's
not the only
all
one.
right.
It does seem like there's quite a lot of YouTubers that manage to talk themselves into trouble and people find out and you think, oh dear. Oh dear. New Year's resolution would be dieting, more walks. Boom, Lorraine, I'm with you. Calorie deficit. I'm going to live the rest of my life in a calorie deficit and I'm going to walk everywhere. That's my plan. Shed some poundage. Make it a little bit easier on these joints.
I just need to get my 6-pack back instead of this keg. It's beyond a keg now. It's more of a barrel.
That's what I've got. I've got a barrel now. I could fit 30 litres in there quite easy. Jimmy C, to be honest, it's pretty mild in southern Finland this year. Pretty mild.
Oh.
He also said, we've had snow and only a few brutally cold days. So are you covered in snow at the moment? Like, does it snow and then just stay there? That's how I imagine Finland. It's like it snows and it just sits there and stays frozen and then you get a top up every now and then.
I bet a brutally cold day there though is like -42. That's
Well,
something
my,
crazy.
my brother, it snowed in Boston on Friday. Is it last Friday? It's no Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday. It
yeah.
snowed, and then it was -12. -12. And I was like, what? I didn't think that was. I didn't think that was possible in somewhere like the East Coast of the States. But yeah,
Right.
-12.
That's mental, isn't it? Driving a truck in the snow was an eye opener.
I can imagine.
They're not very good.
Ugh.
They really aren't.
No.
No, they're just like, yeah. They're even with ours with all the big off-road tires and everything. They just slide all over the place.
Jesus, there can't be much fun sliding about in one of them.
Oh, it's loads of fun.
I don't know.
There's
Look,
loads of fun. Just gets a bit scary now and again.
If you've got a load on the back, sliding
Yeah.
about in one of them. Oof.
Yeah, it does happen.
I think most people who drink always have phases. I had a bad phase this year when I was drinking out of boredom. Yeah, I mean, this is the fact. This is the first time I've had a day to myself, really, since God knows when. And I've cracked open beers and had 5 or 6 beers. It's because I've had nothing else to do. I've got family tomorrow, so I probably won't drink tomorrow. And then Sunday, I've got to myself at the moment, so I'll probably have more beer. I can see that I'll drink more beers, whether that's with myself or with a mate or something. But then I've got Monday off, and I say at the moment I'm supposed to be working New Year's Eve, but I still might try and get myself out of it. But yeah, if you got time, I suppose it's probably a good thing that Christmas break isn't that long, and you keep yourself busy. Otherwise, you would just keep drinking, which is never a good thing,
Yeah, I get it, Jimmy. It's well, look at lockdown, what it did to us. We just drank. We were for me, there were some really good times there, but there was a lot of dark, stressful. I was drinking because I could.
Yeah.
And not great.
Yeah, I was the same. I keep dropping my bottle over. I was the same with COVID, just drinking because we could, because there's a lot more time in our hands, Joel says Simon Martin is the worst for drinking. He drinks strong beer every day for YouTube. He's prolific, isn't he, Simon? A bit like Raggy. He's prolific in getting his content out there. I don't know if Simon drinks every day though. I kind of feel like he has does he not do like 3 or 4 videos on a Monday, 3 or 4 on a Tuesday, and then knock them out over the course of the week?
Yeah, that's what he does. So I know what he does because I mean, don't get me wrong. We discussed there were times when it was like that, but he does tend to. He'll do you'll notice as well. He doesn't always finish it.
Yeah.
So quite often it all goes down the drain.
Yeah.
So it's a very, how do I put it? You would be led to believe that that's what he does, but it's not quite like that.
Yeah.
And he's quite clever with it. Simon's one of those chaps where he comes across as being like, oh, yeah. But he's a very clever guy. And he's very shrewd. And he's played the game a long time. And he's seen a lot of YouTubers like me and you come and go. And it doesn't faze him. So, yeah, I wouldn't have said he's the worst for drinking. I worry about Raggy. I think he's doing more than anybody at the moment.
Well, I mean, I met Simon a few times, and I never got the impression that was a bloke that was struggling with drink.
No,
never got that impression.
No.
So he's definitely not drinking as much as I think his channel suggests that he is. And like I say, I know you speak to him quite regularly.
Yeah,
I think he told you he does it You know, you do a couple of days a week where he does beer, and then the rest of the week he won't touch it.
Well, it's like the live streams when he did the Stone Crow. That was a problem for him. Just doing that 1 or 2 nights a week through lockdown. That was just, he was like, it's just too much. I was like, well, don't do it then. And he's like, so I know he tried different things, non-alcoholic beer to start with, all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, he did one the other day and really enjoyed it. But I don't think that's something he wants to do in his life. I think it's the same as all of us, really. We all kind of move on, and we've got our next challenge and our next thing to do. And I don't think he goes that crazy.
Yeah, you just can't, can you? Because I don't know how Raggy does it. Raggy's a full-time worker, isn't he? Because he works as a gardener.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Hello, buddy.
there's the chunks there.
The Chunkster has just come up. He's just jumped up to see me. Don't bite me. Come here. There's the doggy.
Oh,
I got a dog. He's come up for cuddles. You come up for cuddles, didn't you? Come up for cuddles. Huh? Come up for cuddles.
he's an absolute tank, that boy, in real life.
He's a lump.
He is.
You're about fully grown now, aren't you, mate? You're about fully grown. You can't get any bigger because I can't afford to keep feeding you.
He's cute.
He's a beaut. You're a beaut, aren't you? Yep.
He's like, oh, what's that?
What was that? I said, Dad, give me another cuddle. Give me another cuddle. You good boy? He's a mum. He can hear his mama.
Oh, is that what? What's she doing?
What's she doing?
Biscuits. Does he know that word?
It says breakfast, walks. That's all like his favourite words.
Oh, hi, Abby.
Hi. Oh, straight in the nose. Straight in the nose.
Yeah, he has his favourite words. Like cheese. Cheese? Cheese? Want some cheese?
Yeah, he's like, oh, yeah.
Certain things he responds to.
It sounds like din dins.
Oh, yeah. It's like, yeah.
I'm up for that. I'm up for another meal. Go on.
You've had that.
No,
You've had it.
I've had the dentist. I've had the dentist.
You even had some leftover turkey.
You've had turkey as well. You've been spoilt tonight.
Yeah.
You've been spoilt.
How can you not with his cute little face? Look at him.
He's funny.
He's spoilt.
Minding his own business.
He is. He's like, you're the king of the corgis, aren't you, bruv? You're massive now. Massive.
He's got a lovely temperament.
He is soft as. He loves people. People are his favourite. Say something, Corgi. Talk in the mic.
It's good with kids.
Yeah, loves kids. Loves people in general. He loves dogs.
He's after your beer.
Trying to get me IPA. He likes beer as well.
Classy dog.
Come on, you. Get down.
I want to stay here. I want to stay here and drink beer.
I want to stay and drink beer with the lads. Where was I with the chat? Yeah, some snow, about 1 to... So that's like the perfect temperature for snow though, isn't it? 1 to 2 degrees. That's like the perfect... Degrees, 1 to 2 degrees. That's like the perfect temperature for snow. So if you get like a band of rain, it comes over and hits that, bosh. Otherwise, it's too cold.
Not bad.
That's why Finland's always covered in snow. When you get your head back together, you're all right. Yeah,
it's true.
So Jimmy C's had about 2,700 beers since the 20th of February, 2022.
Cool.
When you start recording what you're drinking, it's 2,700 beers in just shy of 3 years. So what's that work out like? 900?
Yeah, it's quite a lot, isn't it?
That's a lot of beer, isn't it? And that's different beers as well.
And some of those will be halves.
Probably.
You know, let's not go too hard on yourself.
Thing is with Untapped, like a lot of people register their beers, but there's people who are on Untapped who will check in every time they drink a Guinness, and it's like, why would you do that?
That's about
Yeah.
900 beers, and then
900 beers.
that
Simon-
works out at
It does.
17 pints a week.
Just drinking in pints. Yeah, 17
then-
pints a week is not good.
No, that's more than one a day.
That's like 2 a day, isn't it? 2 pints a day. You shouldn't be doing that, really.
Yeah, Jimmy C's going to have one of them calcified liver thingamajiggers.
And that's like the Untapped is bad for you. Bad for you. Not good. Cloudwater Crew had to scale back the Wet Wednesdays during 2021 as it was relentless. Yes, I can imagine. They picked up quite a following. Lovely dog. Oh, thank you very much. It's Chonks. He is a nearly 18-month-old corgi. And he's a beast. But we love him. Love it to bits. When I'm in the pub, I'll drink like everyone else, but when I'm sat at home, I'll have a bottle, of vodka next to me. Before night, I passed out. But Jimmy's a rock and roller, you see. Bottle of vodka, and it all goes, vanishes. You know. John's going to play with Lego live. Do that.
I'm not playing that.
Make a Lego set.
It's Code's Death Star. Not Death Star.
Smash it up to 1 million pieces and rebuild it.
It's the Millennium Falcon.
Don't look like the Millennium Falcon.
It does at the back. It started to, but it's the black Millennium Falcon. So it's got the normal coloured one, of which Joey broke part of it. We got these things, which are called tech decks, mini skateboards.
What are they? Does he build your skateboard?
Little tiny skateboards, yeah.
Oh, that's quite cool.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd hold my weight, but pretty cool.
And Paul, look, I did the cupboards in the end and straightened them all up.
Like I say, you weren't happy with them, were you?
No, I've done them now.
You've done them, straightened them up.
That looks orange on, red on camera, but it's actually yellow.
Yeah, it looks kind of orangey red at the moment.
Yeah. So that's all done.
Orangey
So
red.
yeah, it took me a full day of getting angry, trying to get them things lined up. Flipping it, man.
Millennium Falcon Evil Edition. Is that what it's called? The Evil one?
Yeah, I think so.
Evil.
Evil is not.
What was the Millennium Falcon? Was that like... I'm not into Star Wars, so I watched the originals when I was a kid, but what's the Millennium Falcon? Is that like Darth Vader's spaceship?
No, that's the goodies one. So,
That's the goodies one.
yeah,
Right.
and it's the fastest one in the galaxy or whatever.
Okay, so what's the Evil Edition? Did Darth Vader have one built for him?
Black. That's it. I don't really know, if I'm honest.
They've rinsed Star Wars.
I don't
out.
even think Kobe knows.
Disney have rinsed it. There's like a new Star Wars program on every other couple of months, isn't there? So it's like,
Oh yeah, and then it's like put a chicken in, make it gay.
yeah, put a chicken in it, make it lame, make it gay.
It's just like
Put a chicken in, make it lame, make it gay.
I don't think Disney have ever recovered since South Park did that to them.
Destroyed them. They deserved it. They deserved it. You know?
Yeah, I don't see. I just think it doesn't help any of the progress for anybody. I think it just
This whole
gets everybody's back up.
this whole woke nonsense, it just went too far, didn't it? It just, I think people got fed up with it. Hence the reason why Donald Trump's just about to have his second term as a president. You know, people got fed up with it. It's is what it is, you know.
Beardy, hello, mate.
Hello, sir. How are you, dude? Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas, mate. Hope you're well. How are you? Are you drinking this evening? John says, rest in peace to the crocodile from Crocodile Dundee. Rest in peace.
I'm lost.
There were numerous crocodiles in Crocodile Dundee. There was the one that he brought into the bar with him at the beginning. And there was the one that he jumped on and stabbed when he was trying to eat his bird.
That wasn't a real one though.
I looked pretty real until they had the shot where I had hold of the water drink, the bottle. It was just like it looked very robotic then.
That's not a knife, mate.
That's not a knife.
Old Trav in Australia. Trav just popped up earlier, didn't he?
That's a knife. Yeah, Trav was in. Trav was in earlier.
Did we read his
Yeah.
comment?
Big old Trip. Where was he? Where was he?
I feel like we didn't read it. We
Trip.
had it on
Trip
screen.
says, I've got some West Coast IPA Pilsners
Oof.
and red IPA plus a 2024 Cooper's Reserve.
Nice.
It's truth.
Those Australian beers are flipping lovely.
Some of them are very, very good. Plus, it's like middle of the night over there now, isn't it? Mind you, you'll be getting up for work soon.
He won't be working.
It'll be Saturday, won't it? Yeah.
He'll be off.
We should get him alive. He sends me a video on Instagram every now and then. He records himself. And he's like, "How are you, mate? You great guy?" He said he's sending some more beer over here soon. I'm like, oh, why'd you keep doing it? Spending your money.
Costs a lot of money.
It is. It's truth. So I've got Brett says I've got 20 VBs left for New Year's Eve. Actually talking Aussie.
Nice. Can't be a bit of Victoria Bitter.
Victoria Bitter, that's the one. Victoria Bitter.
What's he saying? I'm pretty good. No drink till New Year's Eve now. Hope you're well. And of course,
missed that
Merry Christmas.
I missed that bit.
Yeah.
No drink till New Year's Eve. So what's that? Tuesday. So you got what? 3 days.
You missed another one further up as well.
3 and a bit days.
You
3 and a
missed.
bit days.
What did you miss? You missed. Grant said, loves kids, but he couldn't eat a whole one.
Couldn't eat. Love kids. Couldn't eat a whole one. Couldn't eat a whole one. The Chelsea has been a rascal, so he's just running here with a toilet roll in his mouth.
Oh, dear.
You know, if he finds cardboard, he'll nick it and chew it up. He likes cardboard. Not good. Boom, boom, boom. But the huge Australian crocodile had a Crocodile Dundee died at 90.
Wow.
Mm.
How did they know it was 90?
They must know. Must be ways to find out how old somebody is. Wait, get out of here. Come here. Come here.
Do they tag them or do they like?
Yeah, maybe that is that. They tag them, they work out how old they are, depending on the. It's like trees. They know how old trees are by how many rings of timber there are.
They're amazing crocodiles and alligators. They genuinely scare. I find them more scary than bears, and bears are scary.
Bears are awesome.
Yeah, but like those, they're just so efficient killers, aren't they? Alligators and stuff like that.
They're prehistoric, aren't they? It's just like but they're dinosaurs, you know.
There's a few videos I've seen like where there was one where somebody's dog slid down this plastic matting that was on the side of like a reservoir, and they were trying to get the dog.
Oh.
And then the kids were trying to get it, and then the parents were like, get off there. And this alligator just came out, grabbed the dog, and just pulled it. It was gone.
Yeah.
And then I saw another one where a tourist, it looked like a lady, fully like skirt on, dress, bag around her, with a crocodile just going down the river. Obviously dragged her in and drowned her.
Whew.
Yeah, wild. They're not to be messed with. I had a friend growing up whose sister, her brother got eaten by a crocodile in Australia.
Bloody hell.
On his year out, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, you don't like. I always tell my kids, if you're abroad, don't go in the water unless you absolutely know what's in there.
Yeah.
Like, don't trust any English person. Ask a local. Look around. Are you seeing local people in the water? If you're not, don't go in.
Yeah. That's just not worth it, is it? Why would you jump in the water with crocodiles? Like people who jump in the sea, do cage diving with sharks. See the footage of the shark that killed itself?
No?
People in there, they went in a cage, and this shark, it might have been a great white, it was a big one, and it killed itself trying to get into the cage. So basically, it nearly cut his own head off. So he managed to get its like nose in between some of the bars,
Yeah.
but obviously not far enough to reach the people in the cage. But it was thrashing and thrashing, trying to get out, and it basically just severed its own head, cut the circulation off around its neck, and then next thing you see is a shark just floating down. So it killed itself
Oh, that's not good.
trying to get to the people in the cage. And I think that's disgusting. Yeah, I was like, well done, guys. Well done, brilliant.
Yeah, I think there's a few problems with the whole cage diving thing. Is the chum in the water? I think is a bad thing to do because they are really thick. Sharks are not intelligent at all.
Mm.
So if you constantly put chum in the water and then they see divers, then the association in their mind over time will be like, there's blood in the water, there's these funny red, black, flappy things that are slow in the water. I get fed, and then it only takes that one time where they bump into the wrong person at the wrong time. They don't like the taste of humans. They don't enjoy eating us.
Mm.
So it's very rare.
But still, it's not worth the risk.
No.
You're in their territory. You're in their garden, aren't you? You know?
Yeah, I've swum with bull sharks and tiger sharks in Mexico, and I did that without a cage. I was just in chainmail. That was pretty exciting.
Oof, sod that.
Yeah, but they'll come up to you. They'll come up to you and they'll get real close, but they don't chum the water there. You just go in with them, and they're where you are. But you've got people with harpoon guns ready to give them a little poke to clear off.
No, you won't see me jumping in the ocean, but I know sharks are going to be there for the same reason I wouldn't jump into a lion enclosure at the zoo. You know, it's just like this is their territory. Like, why would you?
I was always fascinated with sharks, and I was a single man. I had nothing to lose. I was like, well, I'm not bothered if I get eaten. This is just like a one-off chance. Never ever going to get close to a shark again. And yes, I did it. It was good fun. Good fun. Now, if you ask me to do it or my kids, I'd be like, hell no.
Yeah.
You're out of your mind. Forget it.
That's it. It's not just you, you know. 82 of them. Victoria Bitters. Jeez. He's got 20 left, so he's had 62 of them. Deeds Brewing were a good Australian. Sadly, the way of the world recently got them. They're no more. Yeah, that's horrible, that, because they've dragged it out, haven't they?
Yeah.
Deeds Brewing. They didn't just shut. They didn't just close all the doors. They had like a certain amount of time, didn't they? And they were still brewing beer, and they knew they were going to be shutting. Yeah, it's a shame. They did some damn good beer, Deeds Brewery. Really good beer.
Really good.
Pirate Life. Mark Bates says, yo! Says, I jumped in the Atlantic off a boat in Madeira after we climbed aboard. The woman said there were hammerheads in these waters. Thankfully, not when I was there. Could have told me before.
Flipping
yeah.
it.
You wouldn't do it, would you? It's like hammerheads, man. Phew. They're some weird looking animals, aren't they? Hey! Chunks! Hey! He's attacking my robin. I've got a big fluffy robin over there. He's attacking it. You not yours. It's not yours.
It's like it was looking at me. Funny.
I'm here. I'm gonna rip his head off. What if he got hold of his foot? Get off it. Oi, he'll chew that off. That's what he'll do. Grabs on. It's like if he got a cuddly toy with a tail on it. That's what he goes for. He grabs it and just keeps biting it and biting it and biting it until he rips it off. They've got this robin. He's just like a big fluffy ball. He's grabbing hold of his foot. Oi! Stop it! Don't look at me like that. Is that what? Watching you. Pest.
Buggers, aren't they?
I'll show you what he's got hold of.
Kids do the same thing.
It's a big It's a fluffy robin. It's a big fluffy robin. He's had hold of that foot. He's just grabbing the foot, he's trying to rip it off.
It's huge, is that?
He's a big fluffy robin with a little bit of holly and berries in his beak.
I can't imagine him flying very well.
From ages ago, he's more like an angry bird, than a agile robin. But yeah, but Jonks is fascinated by him, isn't you, mate?
It's funny where we are here. I've not seen any winter birds at all. None. No.
Wait, leave him
But in
alone.
summer, flipping loads of them. Right, pain in the butt.
This is he jumping around here, flying. You're not having him. You're not having him. You're not having him.
I want him.
So there you have him. I'm going to tear it to pieces. I'm going to tear it to pieces. Well, yeah.
Goodness me. That you all came out of nowhere. Has he got it?
I put it up on a higher surface and he's sat there looking at me. Who knows what I'm talking about? Who does that? He's like, what? What are you saying? He's just walked out now. He's walked out. Yeah. Jimmy says, all right, Mark, hope you well, dude. Hope you well, dude. Jesus Christ, it's been 4 hours. How has that happened?
It says 3 hours 36 on mine.
Epic stream. I've got 3 hours 42 minutes on mine.
How's
3
that?
hours 42 minutes. So what's your plans for the rest? When are you back to work? You say, when are you back?
So I've got all next week off.
Nice.
And then I go back on Monday. Monday. So on the Friday that we broke up, we had to wash our trucks, right?
Yeah.
But I couldn't get on there's one wash bay that's really good and one that's not so good. And they parked a van in it and the lance wasn't long enough. But I realised that if I parked it in the spot that I thought I was going to end up parking, you wouldn't see that the back right-hand corner hasn't been washed. So it's like clean from halfway down, all the way around the front and all the way up the passenger side. But half the back is not clean.
Oh dear.
So I'll probably have to go in a bit early and try and get the truck in and blast off that part of it.
Yeah, you don't want that sitting on the truck for a couple of weeks.
Oh no. I had 3 punctures in a week.
Jesus.
Yeah. So annoying.
That's a bit
But it happens.
I suppose it does. It's your job. It's got to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, especially with 12 wheels, it's inevitable one of them's going to get it.
Yeah.
And going up and down rocks and over bits of old concrete with rebarring and all that.
Yeah. Just John's always had a dirty back end. Remember the lift in Liverpool?
In the lift.
Dirty git.
I got that one on camera, but I did it to him before that as well.
You did it another time, didn't you? I think it was like before you done it in the lift.
That was worse because I did it and then we got out and then these women got in.
So enjoy the fresh fragrance of John's arsehole.
Eggy fart.
Delicious. Delicious. Absolutely delicious.
I do miss going to like Beer X and going to them big beer festivals. The big.
Well,
it's fun, right?
You can still go, couldn't you? Beer X.
I'm not in the trade though.
Don't matter.
I could probably blag it, but
you can blag a ticket.
My stitches are killing me.
Yeah, 1 sec. I'm going for a Jimmy. 1 second. Oof.
Oh, me head. Oh, my stitches. Oh, you bastard. Getting old. I'm getting old. Right, where we got? Oh, Mark. Oh, man, we had some laughs, didn't we, Mark? We had some laughs. Absolute. I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't go back and do them any different. We had so much fun. They were some of the funniest times. Oh gosh. I haven't done a video on I did a thing about trying to get cheap tires. So I need to film that and edit it. But the weather's been sucky. 2022 doing the beer fest was quality, such good laughs. Oh mate. It was mad. The only one I think that was a bit of a downer was when you and me went to York. Do you remember, Mark? But it was only because I had a load of stuff going on in the background that made it tough. But then we had a right laugh in York and a lot of fun in, was it Trembling Madness that we were in? But we had a good time in the end. That was good fun. But yeah, that was fun. Tobacco Darks. I did GBBF was always good fun. Yeah, York Beer Fest was a pish, but heading into the town was hilarious. Yeah, we had more fun away from the beer festival. I don't know what it was. I think because we were there in. I always wanted to have a big presence there, and I finally achieved it. But then we knew the following year the beer festival was going to be shrunk, and then a lot of the people that started just before us had all gone bust. So it was a really bittersweet kind of feeling, if you know what I mean. And you kind of felt like, I don't know, I felt like the writing was on the wall a little bit. 2022 Brew London was a highlight. Oh mate, Brew London was epic, wasn't it? We made Brew London brilliant.
We made the most of it, didn't we, when we were there? That's for sure. We definitely had a good go at it. It was always good fun. And we had everyone joined up with us and viewers of the channels and everything. They came and met us there, which was amazing. It was always good fun.
I think we should do a similar thing, but go to a truck show.
Truck show!
Because there's loads of beer. They have these massive shows, and it's flipping awesome fun. And you go around, you could interview everybody and do all the same things you did at Brew London, but with like people with trucks and beer and whatever. It'd be good fun.
Don't see why not.
Yeah.
Don't see why not. It sounds like a giggle.
Good fun. There's a really epic show in Holland as well. That is flipping amazing.
Truck show.
Oh yeah, like unreal. That does look good. That looks. I'd like to go just to experience it. They like people bring hot tubs on the back of the backs of the trucks. Full size hot tubs.
Why
It's
not?
wild. Yeah, it's wild.
Why not? Why not? 2022 doing the beer fest was quality. Such a good laugh. It was. That was the last time we done Brew London together, wasn't it?
Yeah.
York Beer Fest was pish, but heading into the town was hilarious.
Yeah, that was me and Mark together. That was good fun.
I've never been to York. Do need to do York at some point.
Yeah, come up. There's loads of good places in York.
Yeah. Oh dear. Brew London 2022 was a highlight. That was good. That was good fun. I think that was the first time I went. Was it 2022 or was it 2021? I can't remember now. First time
We did too, didn't we?
we've met Mark. I feel like 2023 was. Yeah, Mark was there. That was the last one, wasn't it? The Printworks.
Yeah.
I feel like the year before was when it was still massive.
Yeah, it was. At 21.
We did 21, 22, 23.
Yeah. Yeah, 21 was epic as well. I made it. I made Abby ill from working the bar so much. Poor lass.
It was yeah, she's knackered herself out and then she drank a sour that was bottom of the keg, and I think it just fucking done her over.
Yeah, I don't know what was in that.
Done her over.
Is that brewery still going? That was.
Yeah. I want to say yes. I can't remember the name of the brewery now.
It was a fairly big one, wasn't it?
It was a fairly big one. It wasn't Turning Point, was it?
No, it was something Castle. It wasn't Brass Castle.
Oh. Something Castle.
Something Castle, which is a great name for a brewery.
Something Castle. Something Castle. I'm going to start up a new brewery. Call it Something Castle.
Is Brass Castle still going?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, that's good.
I drank a Brass Castle beer earlier tonight.
Any good?
It wasn't bad. It was called Christmas Kitty.
I think I've heard that before.
It was a vanilla porter with sort of Christmas spices in it.
Very nice.
It wasn't bad. Wasn't bad.
No, I like them. I like it. I still like Brew York. I know you guys are not overstruck, but I really like them.
Yeah. New York. New York are a funny one.
I think you need to come to their tap room in York and have it, because when Mark went, he was like, "Oh yeah, these beers are really good."
Yeah, I don't know with Brew York. I felt like they were one of those who built up a really, really big reputation very quickly, and then I tried their beers and I'm like, all right. And then we went to that bar of theirs in Leeds. It was an absolute embarrassment.
Yeah, they've got rid of that now.
I'm not surprised.
They weren't happy with it from the get-go, apparently.
It was awful.
Yeah.
They never invested in it.
Well, I found out a lot since then. So basically, there were issues with the lease and this, that, and the other, and what they were promised, and then what they got, and then it was like they kind of got legged up. So it was a bit of a noose around the neck for a while.
Right.
But what's crazy is if you go, honestly, we need to go. When you next come out and we'll do the Super Bowl, we'll shoot over to York for a day. And we'll have a go over there, and I'll take you to the tap room because it's flipping brilliant. Honestly, you'll love it.
Oh, we ain't got long till Super Bowl weekend.
No, I need to. In fact, I was meant to go and buy the tickets today, and I forgot.
Beginning of February.
Another 40 quid. 40 quid. I'll book our table
for a table.
Yeah, I just said I want to make sure we've got our seats.
Is that a table of 4?
I assume so.
Is that how they do it? They book a table rather than...
Well, they've changed it this year from what they did last year. So that massive table upstairs, I don't think they're doing with a projector. But then you never know until... You know how things are when you have an event. You don't really know how it's going to work until you get to it.
As long as we've got a table, we can see the screen. That's the main thing. And
screens everywhere in that place.
Good.
So we'll have no problem seeing.
I'm looking forward to that, man.
It'll be a good do.
It'll be a good night. It's going to be a good night. I love
Hopefully,
that.
less tear-ups.
Less tear-ups, ideally. Yeah, can't be doing that.
Huddersfield for you.
Huddersfield.
Fight in Huddersfield.
Night. Hey up, you bastards. Right. I am going to wrap it up, I think, because I've done here 4 hours and I'm tired.
And I need to
tired, apparently. And I need to make myself a sandwich. That's what I need to do.
With it leftover turkey and a bit of cranberry sauce and stuff in?
Probably, yeah.
Oh,
probably. I think that's what's going to go in it.
Very nice.
We'll see what's left. But yeah.
Does anybody in chat want one of the... Got a bit. It's all got mixed up now. But
I love that. You got like what are they called? Celebrations in a Quality Street tin. What is that?
Toblerone.
It's a Toblerone. Of course, it's a Toblerone.
Yeah, we've got celebrations in there. We got. I'm not with these new rappers. They're
Quality Street rappers.
Yeah.
Quality Street rappers used to be shiny.
Yeah, no, they've done away with that because it triggers some flipping idiots.
It triggers people who don't like shiny things.
Yeah.
Society's gone, mate. It's gone.
It's gone.
The Quality Street aren't special anymore. Society's gone.
I heard somebody after Halloween moaning about how pumpkins contribute to CO2, the waste pumpkins after. I was like, how is this ever on the radio? And this kid's doing a dissertation on it.
Uh-huh.
I was like, you absolute fun sponge.
So what about the avocado you had in your breakfast, you fucking melt?
Yeah, I know, right? All the bees you kill to get them.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, knobheads. Anyway, don't get me started. We're at the end of the stream.
Family friendly. Right. I want to thank everyone for tuning in this evening. I didn't really expect much of it. I knew it was a Friday night and it's Christmas and everyone's doing stuff. But for those who have watched it and stuck with it, do appreciate it. I will be back very soon in some shape or form, whether it be reviews or another live stream. I shall be back. Appreciate the support. John, do you want to plug anything, promote anything while you're
Me and Crummy are doing a podcast about cars.
Nice.
So you can go and listen to that on my channel. I've done a few bits with Johnny Norton from Hell on Earth. He's got a big YouTube channel. And there's quite a bit. I think I'll be doing more with them in summer. And they've got a load of cool stuff in the pipeline. But there's another YouTuber that wants to do something with him and me. So could be, I don't know if it'll happen, but it could be good fun. I'm going to try and get to 10,000 next year. That is my plan. So you're already there, Paul, aren't you? You're at like...
No, I'm nearly at 9,000.
Yeah. So you'll be there in no time. But I'm determined. I'm at 4,700 now.
Nice.
So I'm thinking I've got to get to 10. I've just got to get. I just feel like it's in my head. I want to do 10.
Going for 10.
And then aim for 50, and then 100. Or I'll lose interest with the whole thing about June when the sun comes out, and that'll be the end of it. So we'll see. We'll see.
You got to go. You got to go hard or go home. With you.
Yeah, that's it. This is the last hurrah, I think.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, lovely speaking to everyone. Happy Christmas. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. I might speak to you all again before New Year, but if not, Happy New Year as well. And I will speak to you very, very soon. You take care of yourselves. Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Thank you, bye.
Thank you, bye.
Love you, bye. Love you,
Love
bye.
you, bye.
Bye. See you later.
Goodbye, please.